evening, football fans, and welcome to 3 and Out, brought to you by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. This is me, your brother Larry, bringing it to you on a beautiful Wednesday evening. It is Wednesday, September 18th, 2019, and we're ready for another 3 hours of wall-to-wall action-packed football coming at you. I hope you're ready, because week 2 was a fun one. All right, y'all, start things off. Thursday night football. My gosh. I mean, this was about as big as a shock as we got the entire weekend, but I mean, really, was it not awesome to see those Buccaneers get that victory? I mean, come on, man. Darius Locke last week told us all about his X Factor and what this Buccaneers team had to do to win it, and I'll tell you what, they executed that thing to a T. With that said, Buccaneers get a huge victory last Thursday Night Football, defeating those Panthers 20-14 on the road. Oh yeah, what a victory there. Next up, on to Sunday's games. I mean, seriously, Niners, Bengals, that could have easily been the quote-unquote toilet bowl. Regardless, the Niners came out looking good. Can they do that against a real hardcore team now? We'll find out. Lions and Chargers, yeah, the Chargers have some explaining to do. Lions, you guys are on to something. Vikings, well, you were close, but no cigar. Packers are for real. Vikings, I'm not really ready to give them any type of big-time props just yet. Colts and Titans, how about this deadlock we had here? Titans taking a tough L. Colts looking actually pretty legit. Patriots absolutely rout the Dolphins, and, well, guess what? That's exactly what happened. So, poor Dolphins, and Patriots march on. Bills will take out the Giants in a game that the Giants just got to get better at. That's all there is to it. Seahawks defeat the Steelers, and Ben's gone for the season. What a crappy story that is for those guys. Cowboys over the Redskins in quite the battle there. Ravens will defeat the Cardinals. Suggs will head home for the first time since leaving the Ravens, or departing for the Ravens in the offseason. Texans and Jaguars, that was a defensive battle. Bears over the Broncos in a nail-biter. Rams defeat the Saints. Oh, not another missed call. My Raiders get destroyed by the Chiefs. Same old Raiders. Falcons and Eagles. Talk about a classic, another classic between these two. And the Browns let it all out on Monday night. Ladies and gentlemen, you are officially tuned in live to 3 and Out, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome, football fans. Well, there you have it, y'all. The rundown from this last past week, it was something else. I mean, seriously, we had another great slew of games, or slate of games, if you will. And I mean, seriously, this thing was just awesome from start to finish. Thursday night, you can't even explain the what the heck happenness. I mean, seriously, like, I don't even know how to explain what actually went on there. This team, the Buccaneers, they're onto something, guys. Like, seriously, this is a pretty decent team, and I'm excited to say that these guys they've been in the making. You know, they've come a long way. Have they pulled off, you know, the status of being an actual, in my opinion, legitimate team? Well, not really, but honestly, they've, I think, gained some kind of a status in these last couple of weeks. Oh, sorry, in the last couple of seasons. Because why? They've been on the rebuild. They've been doing pretty decent. And though they've had some tough seasons, they've had promising games. And this year, that was the huge victory. Now, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for the Panthers, because the Panthers looked absolutely terrible. But overall, I got to tell you, the Panthers didn't look anything like what they normally would, and that's on them. But once again, props to the Buccaneers and how tough that team really is. So really, what a nice victory for those guys, and I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot more of that from this team. Now that they did that, they can't go backwards, because if they fall apart again, it's like, okay, well, then it was a flop, because they are a good-looking team. Okay, like, seriously, when they play like how they did on Thursday night, and the Panthers are no slouch. You know, the Panthers are certainly a team that I feel have every bit of potential Like, they really do, to make a serious run for the NFC South. But, I mean, unfortunately, now that Drew Brees went down, I don't know how well it's going to be for the Saints. But right now, that South is looking pretty wide open because we'll get into the Falcons in a little bit, but talk about a great start there. So, anyway, with that said, tonight, y'all, I'm rolling kind of solo for the moment being. Once again, Mr. Kyle Reynolds will be joining me shortly. And Mr. Mike Pat will be joining us for our third primetime face-off of the evening when we get there tonight, or later on tonight. And, of course, we'll have Mr. John Felipe joining us in just a little bit here. So, it's all good. The company's coming, y'all. But before we start off, as I always say, all glory to God. Without God, nothing is possible. So, hey, big shout out to the man above. Just got to say, always. That's right. Without God, nothing is possible. And, of course, big shout out to all you listeners out there. Literally, y'all, I couldn't appreciate y'all enough, man. I mean, y'all get the applause. I definitely appreciate all of you out there. Thank you so much for tuning in every week and showing us love. All of our shows here at IE Sports Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in and for showing us love as you always do. Like, seriously, y'all, we appreciate you so much. So, with that said, let's go ahead and continue on here. Once again, while my colleagues go ahead and, get on, ready to call in. And let's go ahead and get through the rest of this week and get that recap going. So, first and foremost, we get off to Sunday. And as I already mentioned, y'all, well, once again, also, I gotta say, before we get going with the rest of the show, big shout out to the 3 and Out group. Everybody in the group, y'all. Couldn't appreciate y'all more. Thank you all for joining us here. Hit us up in the chat room. And thank you all so much for being a part of the show. And for supporting it, and for all of your retweets. I mean, seriously, I thank you so much for that, and thank you so much for being a part of this and showing us love. So, big ups to y'all, and once again, give us your comments in the chat room. Let us know what you think of these games, and then, of course, pick along with us when we get to the Pick'em segment. So, with that said, let's go ahead and jump on into Sunday's games. So, the 49ers taking on the Bengals. Okay, first and foremost, this was interesting. I don't even know what to say about this game. 49ers weren't necessarily, and they still aren't. I mean, okay, they've given like a high platform to sit on right now because, okay, Jimmy G's there. Last year he hurt himself. Okay, things happen. He's back this year. Now it's like, okay, this is kind of your year where you gotta be that team. So, is this going to be one of those stories that gets one of those breakout teams of the year? It very possibly can be. I'm so excited and proud and happy for a young man that in the Senior Bowl, he was absolutely amazing. He was beating everybody deep. I mean, he just looked great in Senior Bowl practice that entire week in January. He looked great in the Senior Bowl, and now he's looking great in a 49ers uniform after being drafted to the Niners. And that, of course, is Deebo Samuel out of South Carolina. This young rookie is very promising. I am so excited to see what we've got coming forward, or to see what he's got coming forward. Very tough player, and I just want to know. How well he's going to be able to continue to transition. I really think he's going to be an extremely exciting young athlete to watch, and there's really nothing more about it. I mean, really, I want to be able to see this guy continue to go leaps and bounds, better. He is such a good athlete. And right now, all I'm really getting from this guy is the fact that he's going to be extremely exciting to watch. Him and a couple others. Okay, he's going to be a lot like Michael Gallup, I felt like, with the Cowboys. He's going to have extremely good, seasons coming on ahead. So, with that said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and, whoopsie, sorry about that. That was awkward. Okay, so, anyway, with that said, we go ahead and move on to the remainder of this game. And we have... Let's see here. Sorry. We have, the 2-0 49ers getting that victory. And it was 41-17. Now, are the Bengals all that bad? No, they're not necessarily a bad team. But let's just say they got some rough road ahead for them, or ahead of them. Dalton, I don't know if it's been decided or not, if he's really that dude in Cincinnati. But regardless, they didn't look anything impressive like they didn't in week 1. Week 1, they looked extremely unimpressive. Week 2, they looked extremely unimpressive. I mean, if we get Week 3, it's going to look like a pattern pretty soon here. I mean, we already see 1 and 2. So, I can't say a whole bunch about this team because we've only seen 2 weeks. And let's be realistic here, the Niners defense isn't all that. They did score 17 on them. But as for the Dolphins, oh, that's another story. But as for the Cincinnati Bengals, it's just, I don't see enough to be extremely promising this season. I went ahead and put them last place. I put them last place in 8 divisions in 8 days back in July. In July before we came on for the season. And it's looking kind of like that for right now. So the Niners, once again, 41-17 on the road in Paul Brown Stadium. They get the victory. This is their first win of this. Second win of the season. They're 2-0, and the Bengals will fall to 0-2. So, next up, Lions and Chargers. Now, this was concerning because we have Melvin Gordon, who just isn't there. I mean, we know the soap opera that is the NFL sometimes, or as is professional sports, and the whole Melvin Gordon thing is what it is, water under the bridge, whatever. Now, Eckler is a damn monster, and I think everybody can attest to that. This guy is the real deal, and he has proven to be able to carry the team. I mean, week number 1, come on now, he scored the touchdown in overtime. Extremely talented player, and it's kind of crazy to think his yards aren't all that. Like, I don't even know if he got the sanctuary mark last week, even though it clearly looked like he did. And this week, he looked really good too. I mean, he looks like a very, promising, running back to continue on with the Chargers and to be that guy there for them. Now, we all know Phillip Rivers is the dude in Los Angeles, well, at least for the Chargers, and he continues to be great. But this game was kind of frustrating. Because as somebody who really thinks that Rivers is... Because I'm the guy... You're going to hear me a million times talking about Rivers. If there's 2 guys right now in the NFL that I want to get a ring, it's Rivers and Fitzgerald. That's all there is to it. And I need these guys to be able to get... I want these guys to be able to get a ring. Okay? They deserve it. And, my buddy Alex and I make the joke of them just going to the Patriots. But... I just feel like right now this is a very good football team, and they have every chance of making a deep playoff run. However, without Gordon, they have some tough terrain with losing, some key defensive players this year, James. It's been rough for these guys, and honestly, after those key losses, I still have them being a pretty good team. I mean, you got guys like, Keenan Allen, he nearly got the sanctuary mark with 98 yards. He was 2 yards short of the sanctuary mark. 2 yards short of the sanctuary mark this week with 8 receptions and 98 yards, but it just wasn't enough. And you all know that, a lot of you know, that Matt Patricia, that's the dude, man. I'm a big fan of his. I'm a defensive guy all day long. A defensive coordinator for the Patriots for a long time. And he's going to put together a very good Lions team. Now, defense was the key, as the Chargers just couldn't get there. I know it's missed field goals, but ladies and gentlemen, that's their punter. Bagsley is hurt, so you can't blame it on the kicker. The Chargers really wanted to win that damn game. They get in the end zone. That's all there is to it. So hats off to the Lions. Nice victory there. They got a tie in the first week. Well, now they're 1-0-1, and you know what? Hats off to them. Chargers will drop to 1-1, and rightfully so. Get in the end zone. I don't know what that was. I'm not going to take anything away from the Lions defense. But you know what? You shouldn't complain. There's no way you should complain about an incredibly amazing effort from that Lions defense and just not enough effort from the Chargers offense. So, is what it is. Their defense did the job. It came down to a 3-point game. Okay, it came down to a field goal. But at the end of the day, the better team won. And I will say that. The better team won on that day. The Chargers, in my opinion, are clearly a much better team than the Lions. But on that day, the Lions showed up and played good football. Rivers was frustrated. Everybody was frustrated. Oh, kicker missed the ball. Don't blame the punter, okay? He missed the damn the kicks, is what it is. So, with that said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and welcome here one of my co-hosts. The other ones will be joining me, like I said, later on in the show. But glad to bring him on board here today, man. My boy, we're going to talk about another missed call coming up in a little bit. And I know I really want to hear what this guy's got to say about it. But diehard Saints fan and absolute just all-around sports guy, man. He is a proud member of the 3 and Out team here on IA Sports Radio. He is a proud member of the Defining Moment team, of course, talking basketball. And, of course, just a proud member of the IA Sports Radio family overall. And just an overall great guy, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome me, the one, the only, Mr. Fat Mac Reynolds. What's going on, Colin?
What's going on, Larry, man? How y'all been, man? How y'all doing out there in sports land?
Hey, brother. Glad to have you, man. Glad to have you join us today.
Hey, man. Pleasure, man. The pleasure's all mine.
Hey, brother. Well, glad to have you, man. So, we went through 2 recaps already, so let's go ahead and get these 2 out the way real quick, man. So, quick and dirty thoughts. Niners take out the Bengals 41-17.
These Niners, they're not all together, and they're playing great football right now. Real scary, man.
Okay, that's a great way of putting it. And then the Lions take out the Chargers, and this was just a kind of a very intriguing, yet, as I like to say, a very concerning game for the Chargers.
Well, this particular game was really shocking to me because even without Melvin Gordon, they're obviously Eckler, Jackson in the backfield, Allen. I mean, Phillip Rivers is a proven starter in the league. And the Lions just haven't got it together all the way yet on the offense. They're running back by committee. They actually cut a running back on Monday. I mean, Matthew Stafford's always been a numbers guy, big numbers with no success. And that just shows Matt Patricia's defensive mind frame going down, shut off the positives for the Chargers, and they sneak away with the win.
What a game, man.
Yeah.
What a game.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes, sir.
I really think that this is this up and coming team. Up and coming team for the Lions, but for the Chargers, they're supposed to have this team together now because I really had them making a deep playoff run, man. I had them going to the AFC Championship this year, and right now they're looking. I don't know. I know it's 1 week, but right now they're looking kind of suspect.
Hey, I just think that Melvin Gordon, he's going to come back, and it's going to make him real. He's going to have some time to adjust to the speed of the game. I mean, they talk about maybe by week 10, but I mean, he's a dynamic talent, and you can't sleep on these Chargers. But also, I mean, Detroit has a lot of building blocks, man. So Matt Patricia's a great guy. I think his tenacity, his mind frame, he'll grow that organization.
I agree with that, man. So next up, let's go and move it on. Packers and Vikings. Last week, column, the Vikings almost made me a believer. They took out a tough Atlanta Falcons team. As we saw, that team is very tough because they defeated the Eagles on Sunday, which, well-deserved, man. They were the better team. They played much better. But last week, the Packers defeated the Bears in a game, or if you would say, almost 2 weeks ago now. And, that was okay, week number 1, okay. I don't know if it was the hype of the night. I don't know what it was. The NFL's oldest rivalry on NFL 100, the 100th season of the NFL. And, dude, they made the Bears, it was a, low-scoring game. Great football game it was. I love a good defensive battle. But, they made the Bears kind of look, they made them look a little amateur. The Packers came out with a team that doesn't look all that good, and, well, Aaron Rodgers does his magic, gets it done, and nice victory for the Packers. After that, the Vikings got, I don't know what happened, but they defeated a Falcons team who just, I guess, wasn't ready to play. And then we go to this game this week, and I was like, all right, man, the Vikings defeat the Packers. They're going to be real, man. It was a close game. However, they couldn't get it done, man. The Packers get this thing done 21-16 at home. I am nowhere near ready to call the Vikings a real team. Even if they obliterate my Raiders like I feel they're probably going to do in week 3, I still don't think that they're going to be very much of a threat in the NFC North because, once again, you got to beat, you got to go through these Packers again. I just think the Packers are a much better football team. The Vikings had their window, and I don't know. The Vikings, to me, are like the Clippers. Oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry. But the window closed. I'm just saying. Not 100%, but I don't know. That's just how I see it. Colin, your thoughts on this game, man?
Well, Packers Packers defense played great against the Bears on week 1. But here, it's really shocking to me, Larry, because if you look at the scoreboard, and not even looking at stats yet, just look at the scoreboard, it's all Packers, first half 21-10, and they didn't score a single point in the second half. Then you see the Vikings just barely, weaseling way back in the game. But what was key to me was here, Dalvin Cook, man, 20 attempts, 154, 1 touchdown. And besides that, I mean, Thielen had a few yards. This was mainly a run attack, and the Packers defense seemed real stable on Larry. But I want to know why they couldn't get the ball, like not really crossing midfield, but in scoring range in the second half, and it just shows that these dynamic offenses of the past and his pass protection isn't the same as it once was. I mean,
absolutely, man.
Larry. 209, Larry. Come on. Well, I mean, that's all, like, what, 22 for 34, and then Jones for them, 23 attempts, 116. Yeah, Adams had a great game, 7 catches, 106, no touchdowns. But besides that, it was nothing. And I'm trying to think, is this a new division rivalries we're going to see? Because if you think about it, look at Tampa Bay and Carolina. We'll go over that, but I'm just showing you division rivalries now. Not just this year, but last year, it's unpredictable now, and this game just shows that anybody can win any given Sunday, but you have to capitalize off of mistakes, because if everybody's go every game without scoring in the second half, they won't win a lot of games.
I agree. I definitely agree, man. So, I mean, that was something. And you know what? I forgot. I didn't let you recap that one either, man, but my bad. And I don't even know why. We didn't even, I touched it real quick, actually, in the very beginning. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and go over that one real quick while you go over it. Bucks over the Panthers, man. I mean, how about that?
That game, Larry, that game was ridiculous. Ridiculous as in for the sloppiness. I mean, I just thought that Winston was going to turn the corner. Yeah, they got the win. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a hater. I mean, that's my division. It's 2-8. I mean, I figured that some elite quarterbacks, you would expect them 300, but that's saying that quarterbacks will get better. That's showing that pass protection is breaking down faster. He has audible. It's just a lot going on with these passing games these days. And then, I mean, look on the other side, Cam Newton. He's only, 50%, man. I mean, 25 for 51. He threw the ball 51 times, Larry. That's nuts. And don't forget the weather was bad, so I'm pretty sure the ball was wet. All that to be is a factor, to play. Greg Olsen had a big game. I mean, 6 catches, 110. But besides that, McCaffrey is he didn't have a dynamic game like the prior week. But I just feel that the division game again, Larry, take advantage of the mistakes. Defense has to capitalize. And this year has shown us, so far, just in 2 weeks, has shown us that if you don't capitalize on mistakes, you're going to get exposed, because you're on the target. Your head is it's on the chopping block. And Tampa Bay went to Carolina looking to not just win the game, but to beat them in 6-point margin. But this game was uglier than what the scoreboard is.
Absolutely. And you know something, man? Tampa Bay came and executed. They did something that it looks like the Panthers just weren't ready or something. The Panthers were stuck in last week. Seriously, I think this wasn't a lot.
Larry, I was, I don't, like I said, division, I try to keep it 100%. The division game, I like division game because you play a little harder because you see division, but these 2 teams in my division, but it just, I don't know if it's, I'm not going to get into the outfit saga with Cam, and I'm not going to get John. We're talking about the shoulder earlier in the year. Cam Newton does not look locked in at all. I don't know if it's physical, mental, he does not look locked in, and we know that as of late, the Bucs have been working on the defense every year through the draft and free agency. And I think that the Tampa Bay defense may be a little underrated than what people think. And going forward, I'll be watching both teams to see how my Saints can exploit their weaknesses and we do that capitalization.
Absolutely, man. Well, moving forward, but we got a little chat going on in the chat rooms. Hey, y'all, if you're in there, go ahead and make it a quick account here on Spreaker. Thank you so much for those who did today. Miss Wildly Unruly, big old Seahawks fan. Thank you so much for joining the account. She actually put right down in the chat room, she put, I picked Oakland over Vikes, LOL. Yeah, and I'd say she was brave because my Raiders are trash, and that's all there is to it. But she was like, I love it. She definitely, she's brave for that. She says that's her upset pick of the week for week 3. So we're gonna get there. But Miss Wildly Unruly, we're gonna get there. But when we get there, we'll keep the chats coming, y'all. We'll chime in on those as we go.
Yeah, man, y'all keep the comments and the questions coming. We can stop every now and then and acknowledge what y'all talking about.
Absolutely. Let's have some fun in the chat room, y'all. So get involved. Let's have some fun. That's what it's all about, y'all. As John Felipe would say, one of our co-hosts here on 3 and Out, IE Sports Radio is by the fans for the fans, y'all. So anyway, Aaron Rodgers doing his usual 22 for 34. I mean, not 100% typical Aaron Rodgers type of completion rating. But regardless, 2 touchdowns, 209 yards, got the job done. Devontae Adams, 7 receptions, 106 yards. Aaron Jones, 23 carries, 116 yards. Both the highest receiver or the highest running back went over the century mark. Aaron Rodgers doing what he does. Just saying, this deserving 2-0 Packers victory. And the Vikings will drop to 1-1. So, next up here, we got the Colts and the Titans. And you know what, man? This was just such a good football game, man. Colts continue to prove why Jacoby Brissett is that guy. I'm so happy for this guy. 3 touchdowns. He did throw a pick, but man, he looked good. The Colts looked pretty good. I mean, they honestly should have won that game versus the Chargers in week 1. They just looked like the better team. They looked like the aggressor in that game. And they looked really good. So, overall, this game will come down to the very end of the fourth quarter. 4:38 on the clock. Jacoby Brissett to T.Y. Hilton, 4-yard pass into the end zone. And Vinatieri will miss the extra point. However, the defense will get the job done. 19-17, Colts win their first game of the season as they hand the Titans their first loss of the season. Kyle, you want to weigh in on that one real quick?
I mean, I'm so happy for Jacoby Brissett, man. I mean, they counted him out. He come from New England. They like, okay, he's the protege to Andrew Luck, and last 2 years, like, man, okay, Andrew Luck's gonna be back healthy, ready to take the team to the next level. And Andrew Luck has a situation, and he steps away from the game, and wish him the best. But Jacoby Brissett has showed in 2 weeks that he's ready for the position. Now he has some kinks to work out, which anybody that was planning to be a backup and now is a starter has to readjust. But he did do the muscle out of victory. But don't sleep on these Titans, man. I told you guys in the preseason, I told you guys in week 1 that it's put up or shut up moment for the Titans, man. And this dude Derrick Henry, man, don't forget about this guy. He's great. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He can block. He can run. And people have counted him out. And yeah, they lost the game, but I feel this can be this win right here. This win for the Colts and loss for the Titans. They have twofold. For the Colts, it can give them some confidence building moving forward, but also it was a wake-up call to Tennessee showing that, look, put up a little more heart and much more effort than a loss like that at home. And I think going forward, Mariota has stepped up. And this team has to show that they want to win. When they've been in this situation up and down for the last 3 years, it's now or never for both teams.
No, you're absolutely right. By the way, Miss Julie Voigt in the chat room, she is the NFL writer. She is co-founder of PFG Vibe and PFG Vibecast. So she does her thing, talking Colts football, of course. We had her on 8 Divisions in 8 days. So thank you so much for joining us in the chat room as well, Miss Julie. Julie says, the Colts did, the capital DID, look good with the thumbs up. She says, Jacoby is doing well for the situation he's in. And I mean, I couldn't agree more, Colin. As you mentioned, we wish all the best to Andrew Luck. He had to step away from the game. Is exactly what you said, Colin. And you know what? Wish him all the best in his future endeavors. And Jacoby Brissett jumps in a tough situation, gets thrown to the Sharks. And you know what, man? This young man is shining and doing exactly as he is told. You know what, man? I really hope that he can take this team, give them the season that the Colts fans thought that Andrew Luck would deliver them. I really do think that that's exactly what this young man is capable of doing.
Yes, sir.
So, okay. Moving on. Patriots and Dolphins. Colin, this is going to be like a minute long. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like 2 seconds.
2 seconds. Beat down. Beat down. I mean, is there anything to add to this, Colin? Like, really?
Trade me.
I can say it, man. This team this was something. I mean, Sonny Michel, 21 carries for 83 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, not the best for the average, but whatever. Antonio Brown gets up in there, getting his touchdown, 50 yards and 4 receptions. I'm sorry, 56 yards and 4 receptions, 1 touchdown. Tom Brady goes off 20 for 28, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Dolphins looked absolutely terrible. Just nothing about this game said we are ready to win any type of football games this year. The Dolphins just may be in the running for a very tough season, while the Patriots are probably in the running for a very impressive season. I don't know. Just saying, the undefeated season's looking pretty good right now with the kind of cast that they got, but we don't know. We'll see. But as for those Dolphins, man, anything but good. 43-0. I mean, there's nothing more to say, but you guys, I mean, the Dolphins, we've seen it historically, well, not historically, but the last couple of years, they can win them at home versus the Patriots, but the Patriots like, no, not going to happen. 43 points later in a goose egg put up for the Dolphins. Just anything but good. This team has some years in front of them. They traded away Minka Fitzpatrick. I mean, they're just letting go of the team. They're in full rebuild mode. I don't know, Colin. I mean, literally, any thoughts on this whatsoever before we move on?
Man, I just feel hoping that the front office can get together and put something on the field for these fans. I mean, I feel sorry for us as the fans. Let's not think about competition. Let's just think about the consumer at this point. People are paying good money for merchandise. They're paying good money to come out and have a full experience. And I'm saying, every team cannot win a Super Bowl every year, but at least have a good family, fun environment. And this stuff stinks right now. And I feel sorry for the fans. But, let's talk about the game, man. I mean, less than 50 yards rushing, not a show at all.
It was terrible. It was anything but, but good. Total beatdown. We have Wildly Unruly. She says, Jets don't have a chance. Shake my head. Shaking my head, SMH. And then my boy Ashton, man. If you remember Ashton, the Cowboys fan, he jumped in the chat room and says, what up, Larry, and everyone else? Hey, what's going on, Ashton? Big shout out to you, man. So thank you all so very much for joining us in the chat room, y'all. Keep them coming. Make a quick account. Let's have some fun, y'all. Let's talk some football with Colin and I today on 3 and Out. So, moving forward, Bills and Giants, this was anything but good, man. The Bills came out looking like they're a good football team ready to rock and roll. And you know what? I'm excited for the Bills they got going. I love their draft pick. I have been a fan of Ed Oliver for a couple of years now, and now he's out in the NFL doing what he's doing. Proud of him for that. Josh Allen is finally getting that dang hand cannon under control. And, still not extremely accurate, but 19 for 30. 253 yards, 1 touchdown, not too bad. Frank Gore is showing why he's that old Cadillac that can still get it done. 19 carries, 68 yards, 1 touchdown. And Cole Beasley, baby, still get it done, alive and kicking, 4 receptions, 83 yards, looking pretty good.
That's your guy right there.
He is, man. And I know Saquon Barkley's on the other side. 18 carries for 117 yards, 1 touchdown. Let's get this out of the way real quick, Colin. You already know Barkley. That's why everyone doesn't matter. It doesn't matter sometimes in fantasy by picking up players, because they're gonna do their part. But Eli Manning, man, 26 for 45, 250 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And looks like he is now on the bench because Daniel Jones from Duke is starting things off here. And I mean, that's all there is to it. So, Colin, I mean, really, what's your weigh in on this?
Well, I don't know if you remember this, Larry. My first time on the show, we were talking about this, and I was telling you like a long time ago, maybe my first year, and I was saying that the Bills always have been a team that they play surprising games. They play, you don't know what to expect from Buffalo. It was some McCoy was talking about different players that waited out of Buffalo, but I think when you have character guys, and Frank Gore is a character guy, I mean, Yeah, the Giants are doing it bad, but the Bills are starting to come together. You said something crucial. Allen is Cannon together. I mean, Cole Beasley, he's a glue guy. Then you got Brown out over there now. He's a speedster. And you put these different guys in place with Cannon already. Then those glue guys are contagious. They have wins. They sometimes come from rough environments, so they teach people how to play together. Then they come from winning environments, and it just pour out to the rest of the team. And I think it's just the culture in Buffalo has changed. And sometimes, if you feel better, you play better.
You know what, man? I like that. That's a great way in right there. And I feel like, yeah, this team is, without a doubt, they're coming up. I'm a real big fan of the Bills right now. I am so excited for these Bills to, Julie says something in the chat room. Julie says, I'm not counting the Bills out of anything this season, but I'm usually wrong. Well,
hey, Julie, we all wrong sometimes.
Yeah, go look at my picks for the first 2 weeks. I mean, I got more wins than losses, but still, we're all wrong, so it is what it is. But I'm not going to count the Bills out either. The Bills look good, okay? The Bills look like a good football team right now. They are doing what they're doing, and I'm proud of this. I am so proud of this team for getting going. I really am. And I love this. I love the fact that this team is just on one right now, man. They're trying to win right now. They're not trying to win tomorrow. They're not trying to win yesterday. Colin, they're trying to win right now, and I love that.
Hey, Miss Julie, I got something for you, sweetie. I'm 0-2 in our IE Sports Radio Fantasy League. I just picked up Frank Gore for you. I just picked up Frank Gore because my running back suck right now.
Hey, man, you're going to see Frank Gore thundering down the field pretty soon, brother. I love it. I love it. I love it. And, yeah, man, I mean, I couldn't appreciate it more. And, I mean, really, big shout out, by the way, in our group chat, the 3 and Out group chat. Miss Wildly Unruly says that first time listening, she'll definitely be back. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Hopefully you don't leave us too soon. We got a ways to go in the show today, so hopefully you don't leave in too soon. But if you are, well, thank you for tuning in and showing us some love, and we'll keep it going, y'all. So the chat room is just continuing to bump, and I'm loving it. So let's see who's got something to say up in here. Julie says the Bills almost killed me in fantasy. Well, sometimes that happens too, because my fantasy teams, I'm 1-1, I think, in both leagues right now, so is what it is. But next up, Seahawks. So there's Miss Wildly Unruly. There's her team right there. Seahawks and the Steelers. My. Column, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say. We got a lot to get into in a little teeny bit of time for this game, because the Seahawks went ahead and just did the dang thing. However, you cannot slight these Steelers, man. End of the first quarter, this game was 0-0. At the half, it was 10-7 Steelers. At the end of the third quarter, 21-13 Seahawks. And in the fourth quarter, 2 touchdowns to 1 touchdown. Pittsburgh will outscore the Seahawks 2 touchdowns, all right, to 1 in the fourth quarter. However, it just wasn't enough to get it done. Ben Roethlisberger goes down. He hurts himself early in the game, hurt his elbow. I don't know exactly what happened, but he's out for the rest of the season now. They called up on on Mason Rudolph now to take charge. They lost Le'Veon Bell. He is a Jet now. They lost Antonio Brown. He is a Patriot now. I mean, Gollum, if you're a Steelers fan, what is going through your mind heading into week 3?
Dude, Steelers are playing for pride. It's the first time in my life have I seen them this bad. The worst I've seen them was Charlie Batch playing quarterback because they have clinched the playoff berth by week 12, week 13. But this is bad in Pittsburgh. I mean, I don't know what to even say. I mean, Juju Smith is going to be catching the ball. That I don't know, bro. I'm just, Seattle is great. I understand that, but Pittsburgh is falling apart at the seams.
It really is sad. That's true. I never in my lifetime have seen the Steelers not being extremely competitive, like at least somewhat of a playoff contender. And this year, it looks like it might be early might be over early. Now, I'm not trying to say it will be, because it's not like I don't have faith in Mason Rudolph. It's not like I don't have faith in Mike Tomlin. It's not like I don't have faith in this team to actually make things happen when the going gets tough. All I'm saying is this is a very tough league, and if you don't have all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed, Kylam, you know as well as I do, man. You're not built. If you're not built for success in the NFL, success is probably what you're not going to achieve. I mean, is that pretty well said?
Hey, that's the best way I can put it, Larry.
It's tough. It's nasty. Professional sports are professional sports, and there's no way you can just get by. I mean, you got to be able to win in a lot. So, big ups to everybody in the chat room, by the way, and in the group chat also for the 3 and Out group. So, thank you all so very much for tuning in. And once again, love you all. Thank you so much. Moving forward, Cowboys and Redskins. Column, explain to me what in the world is going on in Dallas, because this team is looking like a football team. Ezekiel Elliott looking like the machine he is, man. Pay this man what he's worth. You did, and you get what you pay for, man. 23 carries, 111 yards, 1 touchdown. This dude is going off, man. Smith even doing his thing, receiving 3 receptions, 74 yards, 1 touchdown, and Dak Prescott just going off, man. If you have him in fantasy, I'm so happy for you. 26 for 30. The man only missed 4 passes, Column. I was so critical on him his rookie year, and look what he's doing, man. 269 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. As a matter of fact, I was critical on him his second year, because his rookie year was amazing, but does the dang thing there, man. Looks good. I'm still high on Montez Sweat and Ryan Kerrigan as the baddest pass rushing duo in the NFL, and I still think they're going to do their thing, get their numbers. But once again, they got to have more to that, and the Redskins just didn't have enough. The Cowboys certainly did, looking good. 31-21. There was no point in this game where you thought, even at the half when it was 14-7. Scoreless at the end of the first, 14-7 at the end of the second. Okay, at halftime. End of the third, 24-14 Dallas. And then we get into the fourth quarter, and Dallas just did what they do. Late touchdown. By the way, big ups to Terry McLaurin out of Ohio State, man. Another rookie there doing his thing. Somebody else I picked up on my fantasy team. I love picking up the rookies, man. Like, once again, like Deebo Samuel and the Niners earlier, somebody just want to pick up. So, great job by those guys, man. The Redskins, but they just couldn't get it done. They will fall to 0-2. Remember, last week they started off amazing against the Eagles. The Eagles would come back roaring and get the victory. The Cowboys didn't even give them a chance to lead in this game. I don't know. Pretty good game though, Colin. Your thoughts?
Larry.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Man, listen. Dallas has some gumbo in Dallas. I have to give everyone listeners a little lesson. My wife's first cousin is married to the defensive coordinator. To Dallas, Chris Richard, and she has a lot of Creole in her, man. So I'm pretty sure that she's cooking a lot of New Orleans cuisine for the guys. But I'm pretty sure their taste buds on 1,000 right now. But now, all jokes aside, that is true. She's married to Chris Richard, but Dallas is being ridiculous right now on the field. They played my Saints phenomenal last year. I said, man, this may be a fluke, but nah. Chris has the defense rocking. Dak is playing for his money. I got to use my Kawhi Leonard analogy. Board man gets paid. Dak, just keep only missing 4 passes a game. Trust me, guys. Nobody's watching. You will get paid. Nobody's watching, man. And Zeke, the freak, keep on going to Barbados and all those other islands. Drink your little umbrella drinks, man, and come back in no preseason and just run over everybody. I mean, Jerry Jones, I can just picture his Sunday evening dinners right now are phenomenal. But they're working and running on all cylinders right now, Larry. And Dallas looks real good. But it just everything good comes to an end. So I just need to see if this is the real deal, though, because we know their blocking scheme is phenomenal year in and year out. Lyle Collins, Smith, all those good guys blocking every year. But I feel the need that if Dak can continue spreading the ball out the way he does it, you got Randall Cobb, Mari Cooper, then you have Zeke at the backfield, you got Jason Witten. Don't get me wrong, he's sharing snaps. But when he's called, his last weeks when his number has been called, Jason Witten has been he's been contributing. So this defense play hard, keep them in the game. I mean, this Cowboys community is real deal. Now on the other side with the Redskins, man. Besides the rookie out of Ohio State, man, they don't really have much. I mean, the tight end, the Reed, can't even get on the field because of concussion protocol and all this stuff, and they bottled up Peterson. I mean, Darius guys come on back, he's hurt, but these Cowboys are for real right now, Larry.
They really are, man. They look good. We got some chatter going on also in the group chat. I want to direct them, of course, to the speaker chat room. But we have here Mike over here, Lone Wolf, man. Mike's he's a cool cat, man. He's been on the show before. He says the Steelers season is over. Mike Tomlin needs to haul the team and start from scratch. And then he says pay Dak the damn money. He's playing like the MVP candidate right now. And I agree with those two. Ashton then will jump in and say agreed completely. He deserves to be paid. That's my QB. So hey, man, definitely agree. Pay these gentlemen what they're worth. But yeah, I like what you said there, Colin. Very good, great analysis on that, man. And certainly moving forward for these Cowboys, I want to see lots more happen here. And this team has so much potential. They can get to the promised land. But what are they going to do when they get there? We're going to find out. So, with that said, the Ravens, hey, man, Mr. Terrell Suggs T-Sizzle, Ball So Hard University, heading over home to where he called home for many years of his career. And he is over there in Arizona now, balling out. But he went home to play the Ravens, and unfortunately for him, would come away with an L. But it was a really good game, man. The Cardinals, who just looked surprisingly decent in Week 1, getting a tie with the Lions. I mean, a really awkward tie. I mean, really, really awkward tie. Like, I did not expect that to even become a tie. I thought that was going to be a blowout in week number 1, versus the Lions. But regardless, that was a good game. The Ravens, the way they just ate alive the Dolphins, I was like, all right, well, it's probably going to be the same type of deal. And the Cardinals came to play, man. So, 2017, the Ravens get this thing done. Not ever was it super close, but it was, close enough. Good victory here, though. I mean, it was a pretty close, towards the end. We would have Kyler Murray, who was actually looking pretty good right now, to, let's see here. It was 1 yard carry for David Johnson. Kyler Murray to Keyshawn Johnson for the 2-point conversion. It's 20-17. And that was the closest they got. I mean, before earlier on in the game. That's 27-17. Anyway, we would have 20-17, so sorry. Then after that, we have Justin Tucker, 51-yard field goal, 23-17, and that would be the final score. But, moving forward, I just gotta say, Kyler Murray looking pretty good right now. I love this. I love the fact that Kyler Murray, man, look at this, man. 25 for 40, 349 yards. I know he didn't get a touchdown, but that is amazing yardage for this youngster, man. Only his second game. We had another Heisman, the Heisman going head to head here, and this one, Lamar Jackson, only 1 year moved. He went 24 for 37, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns. And he led in rushing of 16 carries for 120 yards. He called his own number overall, man. And then of course Andrews, 8 receptions for 112 yards and 1 touchdown. Regardless, pretty good little fight here in this game. I like it. Ravens looking pretty good, man. What do you think about both these teams and both these young quarterbacks?
Well, Larry, let's start with the losing team. This Kyler Murray dude, man. I was, a big baseball guy, Larry. I'm like, come on, dude, go to Oakland, bring back the, go to A's, man, bring back some baseball thunder to the to the big area. But they was like, no, this dude's passionate. Go with your passion. Like, but he's kind of small, underweight. I'm like, these dudes may eat you alive, but he's quick, you're fast. I'm like, I don't know. Like when they say Fitzgerald never retired, they come back like he got a veteran presence. But dude, this dude is the real deal, man. This dude has to have a few pieces around him. A little more blocking, Larry, because David Johnson hasn't been in those holes like from 2-3 years ago, but he's going to be a phenomenal player going forward. Now Fitzgerald is going out on this hoorah, so all props to the vet in this game here. But let's get to Lamar Jackson, Larry. We have to give him the applause button, the hip hooray button. This guy was supposed to be an athlete. He's supposed to be a punt returner. He's supposed to be a wide receiver. He's supposed to be a running back. No, this dude's a quarterback, man. 272 yards, 2 touchdowns. Don't forget, 16 rushing attempts, 120. Was we at Louisville Cardinals or what? I don't know what was going on here. But 2 weeks of phenomenal football from Baltimore and their great new quarterback. Yes, I said it, quarterback. The guy can detail a game, and he can handle the time of possession. He can audible. He's a quarterback. He's not just a player that you put out there because he's the best talent available. No, he's the quarterback of the future for Baltimore. They traded Flacco, so they had to have some trust in him, and he went out, got the win at home.
I love it, man. Like, this is exactly what we thought, man, from these two guys. I know for sure both these guys are going to have bright futures, man. I'm loving the fact that they both got a chance to go head-to-head in week 2 of this season, man. So, Texans and Jaguars. Talk about a sticky game. I love this kind of a football game, man. These guys went head-to-head. Gardner Minshew, man. Hit the applause button for this cat, man. He looked pretty dang good. You know what? 23 for 33, 213 yards with 1 touchdown. Deshaun Watson looking like how he should be looking. 16 for 29. I mean, that's a little low, but 159 yards. Carlos Hyde didn't look too bad either. 20 carries for 90 yards. But Gardner Minshew even calling his own number. 6 carries for 56 yards, leading the charge in rushing. Also, Chris Conley, coming from Kansas City a few years back. We have here 4 receptions, 73 yards. And DeAndre Hopkins for the Texans, 5 receptions, 40 yards. So they held him pretty, in check for this game. But this game will go so close together, man. 3-0 end of the first. At halftime, 6-3 Houston, or 3-0 Houston end of the first. 6-3 at the half, Houston. No scoreless third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, man, 13-12. 13-12, man. We have with 30 seconds to go, and I think you know this guy a little bit. Just a little bit, column coming from LSU, DJ Chark. We had Gardner to DJ Chark for the 4-yard reception in the end zone. The 2-point conversion would fail, and that's unfortunately how the game would end for the Jaguars. They had a chance to win it. They didn't get it. And, well, they could have won to overtime, but they didn't. They would lose by 1 point, 13-12. Once again, that was with 30 seconds to go. Couldn't get it done, and that is that. So, pretty good game, man. What you think about it?
Larry, I'm just disappointed in the full situation, but Fournette's not playing with a high detailed quarterback. You can't expect the running game to actually manifest as we thought with a touch. But I'm back. I'm sorry, Blake. I know you're listening, man, but I'm sorry. Houston paper, man. Houston's paper. It gotta be. How can you play the New Orleans Saints that hard and you come back with a showing of this? Come on, Deshaun Watson. Are the Saints defense that bad or Jacksonville defense that good? I'm like, it's a toss-up, but sloppy game. Last year all over. I just picked Houston to just run over the Jaguars and they weasel the win. But a win is a win, so I can't talk. No,
absolutely. So, good victory there. Houston now 1-1 on the season. Jacksonville will drop to 0-2. That's a little taste of divisional for them going head to head. Then we get on into a game that was just something else, man. Here we go, Colin. I know maybe something you don't want to talk about too much, but
that's all right. That's good.
Rams and Saints. It was supposed to be the revenge game. I thought you guys were going to go over there and shellac the Rams. I thought it was going to be something. Unfortunately, you guys will lose Breeze for about, 6 weeks, they said, due to an injured thumb, him smacking his hand on Aaron Donald's hand while he was throwing. Then you got just, a fortunate missed call. Not like it was going to help you guys very much because you were already losing. It would have helped out a lot. Regardless, it was just, clustered F, if you want to call it, for the Saints, because the Saints I don't know. It's just all kinds of things. It was Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law. Whatever could go wrong for the Saints did go wrong for the Saints in this game. The Rams did what they do. 27-9 final score. And honestly, it was anything but the exciting, anticipated revenge game that we thought we were going to get. Now, Teddy Bridgewater, highest paid backup quarterback, got in there, 17 for 30, 165 yards. Not too bad day at the office, but Jared Goff would, do a pretty good job as well. 19 for 28, 283 yards, one carry, one touchdown. I don't know how many. I forgot. Actually, I was watching the game, but I was watching the Raiders at the same exact time get destroyed by the Chiefs.
That's all right.
But I don't know exactly when Breeze went out of the game. But regardless, Colin, go ahead, man. Weigh in on this thing.
All right, Larry. All right. This game here, first of all, not a sore loser. Great job by the Rams. Not a sore loser. Sean McVay, they handled the pressure of the height of the game. Great job, Rams. But three things I'm gonna point out, and I'm gonna take my seat. The first thing, we as New Orleans Saints we cannot let everything start and stop with Drew Brees. That goes with that. But we can have to prove the cadence was not for Bridgewater. Drew Brees is 1, 2, 3, get rid of the ball. Bridgewater is more of a we sit back here and 5-6 seconds drops. So false start penalties, holding, all that came into play. The missed call. Yes, it was clearly a fumble, run back by Cam Jordan, but like I say all the time, if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. So you didn't get the call. You didn't get the call. Come on, get back to the line and play. But let me point this out. Even though the Rams was playing their toughest, the Saints defense held up for 2.5 quarters, playing tough football even after the Barone call. But what shifted the game, the 3 and outs from Teddy Bridgewater, 3 and outs from the Saints offense. The defense got tired, so now they're fighting mentally and also they're fighting fatigue. And now Gurley gets going. Then Cooper Kupp with that slam. Oh man, that slam dunk play. He was playing basketball out there when he caught the ball. Shook Lattimore, had people falling down and carrying them all the way to the 1-yard line. And I mean, we just was beat. We were shook, and we were our leader, but we're gonna rebound. I mean, the highest paid quarterback, backup quarterback. He's going to get it together, and all we have to do is weather the storm. Just weather the storm, and by the time Drew comes back, we'll be getting ready for divisional play, and the Saints still is going to make a run. Teddy Bridgewater was a starter, a great starter in his league. Do not sleep on New Orleans still, people. But great win for the Rams. But, hey, my Saints are still here. Bottom line.
I love it, man. That is the kind of love we love right there, man. That is true love and faith in your team, man. So I'm loving it. Great stuff there. Julie says, I don't know what Ashton means by this. Ashton in the chat room says, where does soft taco go? I don't know what that is.
What did he say?
He said, where does quote-unquote soft taco go? I don't even know what he meant by that. But please elaborate on that, Ashton. But Julie says, I love me some Breeze and Kamara, but man, that was hard to walk. Sorry there, my man.
That's okay.
Oh, Julie is just playing the friend card. She is the shoulder to just cry on. she's the good friend to help you through a tough time. And yeah, man, she's awesome, man. So she says, let's see here. So we have here. So next up, tough game once again. Saints dropped to 1-1, and the Rams will jump to 2-0 on the season. So we'll continue it on here. We have Bears and Broncos, and this game has, the most exciting finish I think of the entire week. What a job, man. 53-yard field goal by Eddie Pinedo. Incredible job. Nails this sucker from halfway down the gosh darn field. 16-14. How about this? The Bears got beat down. Well, it wasn't a beat down, but they lost at home in their home opener in the oldest rivalry in the NFL. The game was flexed, guys. The oldest rivalry in the NFL. They figured, okay, we need to... No, we're not going to start the season off with the defending champions. We'll put that to Sunday Night Football, taking on, somebody, raising the banner. We're going to start the season on Thursday Night Football this year in respect of the NFL's 100th season with the NFL's oldest rivalry, and they did. The Bears were supposed to knock off the Packers. I thought that was going to be lopsided. Once again, Packer fans, if that was my team, if that was my Raiders, I'd be, no, it's not going to happen. But guess what? They got embarrassed at home. Okay, they're supposed to be this big bad team coming in. They lost at home, lost their home opener, lost that flexed, Thursday Night Football game to start off the NFL's 100th season. There was no way they were going to lose the Broncos in this game, man, and they didn't. They got that victory there. Great job for them. Talk about a great kick. Colin, your thoughts on the Bears' first victory as they defeat the Broncos 16-14 on the road, dropping the Denver Broncos to 0-2.
Dude, that ending was nuts. The ending was nuts. But this Bears defense reminds me of the Broncos defense from the Peyton Manning year. I mean, speed. It's underrated speed. I'm looking at this game, and I'm watching. I'm like, can this Bears really, just hold on? I'm like, come on, Flacco's going to do something phenomenal to get him over the hump, but they have so much versatility on this Bears defense that is scary. Speed on this level. Next level is power. Next level is brilliancy. And they don't have to score much. I mean, I was talking about last week that I'm not going to call Mitch Trubisky, I'm going to call him Mitchell, but Mitchell had to play a great game for them to win. That's the defense playing phenomenal. And to go to Mile High and to win is already hard because they have a great defense. A solid defense. I say great. A solid defense. But the altitude and all that plays a part. And they just went up there and stole the game. But it goes back to your preparation. Poor preparation equals poor performance, but I can see that they're doing some precise preparation, and it shows on Sunday.
It really does, man, and that's exactly what happened. My Raiders, Colin, let me go ahead and explain something, man. Why I always talk bad about these Raiders. Because of what you saw on Sunday. That's all I got to say. We had history made all throughout this game, and it was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Raiders start the game off 10-0. I was like, you know what, man, we got something going. Yes, we're going to beat the Chiefs at home today. I'm so excited for this. Not so fast. Okay, they pulled a Lee Corso on me, man. Not so fast. They literally, man, beat us down. Made us look silly. Okay, they scored. Never in the history, from what I get from the commentators, if I'm wrong, forgive me, guys, don't quote me on this stuff, but never in the history of the Raiders-Chiefs rivalry has a quarterback ever scored 4 passing touchdowns in one quarter. Well, guess what? And why not? Patrick Mahomes will score 4, throwing touchdowns in a game, in this game. On top of that, we've never had a scoreless quarter all throughout this rivalry. Well, guess what? We had 2 of those at the second half of this game. So we had the lowest and the highest scoring in one dang game for both these teams in some realm, and in this rivalry. And they were both in favor of the Chiefs. The Raiders looked absolutely terrible. No way to respond. Defense looked absolutely lost. Linebackers just don't know what they're doing. Secondary is getting burnt by everybody. Defensive line is doing nothing. And offense is trying their best, but no cigar. I mean, Colin, what more can you say, man?
Hey, you're so tough with your own team, man. Why?
They're trash.
Why?
I love my team, but they're trash. That's all there is to it. Absolute trash.
A win is a win, a loss is a loss, but it was one-sided. That's all you can say.
It was, but, I mean, you start off week 1, I know the Broncos supposed to be a victory. As I always say, guys, 13 years of my life, I defended my Raider team. I love this team. I defended them when they were at their absolute worst. I'm talking about when we had guys like Elvis Whitted and Doug Gabriel as our receivers. Not that they're bad athletes or anything, but still.
Let's say this, Larry. Let's say this. You've been supporting your team. I mean, but you talking about the Chiefs here, man. I mean, Pat Mahomes plays one of the best halves you can ever play. First quarters you can ever play, and I mean, 443 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's not something you see every week, but this guy is great. And I mean, one of his best weapons go down, and this next man steps up. It's almost like unheard of the dominance and just the freeness that he plays with. But then your Raiders, I mean, Jacobs did have 12 attempts for 99 yards. So it's not the greatest output. I mean, y'all didn't win the game, but, you got to give credit where it's due. You played a phenomenal team.
Absolutely, and you're right. You're absolutely right. They did play, I mean, we played a team that probably is going to be going to the AFC Championship, maybe in the Super Bowl if they can get past the Patriots, which I don't know if that's going to happen. But Julie says in the chat room, Bears got a kicker? Colts, never mind. I blame karma. Oh, my gosh. Good one, Julie. But yeah, man, I mean, this team, you're right. I mean, I know I shouldn't be so hard on the Raiders, but I finally want to see us do something and actually look decent. I know Carr went down 2017. That was a tough one for us, but still, guys, I just really know that there's more in the tank. We got lots more to go, but still. I want to see this team continue to push. John Gruden, Mayock, make it happen, yo. I want to see it. So, anyway, quick and dirty. Falcons and Eagles, we have another historic game between these two teams here. Came down to 1 yard. And I think it was Austin Hooper. Couldn't get past the pylon or the yard marker. And down on 4th down. That was it. 24-20 final score in this game. Such a good game. It went back and forth. I mean, these two teams went at it. The Eagles will get their first loss this season as the Falcons, man. They were embarrassed last week by the Vikings. Well, they played so much better at home this week. They got that victory. Matt Ryan, I mean, look at this guy. 27 for 43, 320 yards with 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. I know he threw 3 picks, but this is a very good secondary for the Eagles. Overall, man, I really like what I saw from the Falcons. They look pretty good, man. They got it done, 24-20, earning their first victory of the season in their home opener. Your thoughts, Kyle?
Well, I don't know if you saw that game clinch and play. Julio looks real good in open field, scary. But Eagles, I just thought that Howard coming from Chicago, that he was going to be like, pound. Deshaun Jackson's back over the top. There was pros. Dumping off Angela, and the other team would be more dominant. That's why he traded Foles. Which the guy y'all gonna just dominate this thing. But Falcons is a tough team, man, and playing at home, man. Sometimes it just just gives you that fire. And it gives you the passion that you need to overcome the victory, overcome the adversity, and win this game. And that's what happened. They weathered the storm, and when they got the opportunity, they capitalized, and they won the game.
Yeah, they really did, man. That was a good game. So, next up, Monday Night Football, and let's just say the Browns were pissed off because they actually got humiliated in week number 1 in their home opener. They looked terrible. They looked absolutely terrible. The Browns didn't look like they were ready to play anybody. They looked like they needed to go back to training camp. Okay, they looked like trash in their first game. I don't even care. I had so many high expectations for the Browns to start the season off. They looked like nothing they were advertised as. That's like going and buying a brand new flat screen TV for like $500 and taking that sucker home, and it's like the fuzziest, ugliest picture you've ever seen in your life. The Titans beat them down in their home opener, looked absolutely silly, but the Browns came out on Monday and said, no, that's not what's going to happen. We got humiliated in game number 1. We can't change that, but we can definitely change it in week number 2, and they gave the Jets a beat down in their home opener, man. 23-3, beat them down. Great game this was. Baker Mayfield looking good, man. 19 for 35, 235 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Chubb looking good running the ball. 18 carries, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. And Odell Beckham Jr. up to his old tricks at his old stadium. Okay, played against the team that, the other team that used to play in the stadium where he used to play. 6 receptions, 161 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, another LSU product there, Colin. But just saying, man, they looked good. Never once was it even close. I mean, when the game started, that's about it. And just what a victory, man. Browns got this thing done, 23-3, winning their first victory of the season, and the Jets will drop to 0-2. Colin, your thoughts?
Well, I watched this one from front to back, and I'm not proud. I'm not proud of Browns at all. I thought they would rebound much better against a weak and depleted Jets team, especially after Trevor Siemian went down like Myles Garrett. Like, I thought this was going to just dominate. I thought the game would be much uglier, but right now I'm like, yeah, Odell's my guy. You know that. Everybody knows that. Listen, if you didn't know, I'm a Saints fan, but Odell's my fit. NFL player, and I'm grateful, but I'm also sad he lost me, but he beat me in sanity, because the guy that picked him before me, and then I played that guy this week, and he beat me. But anyway, Odell went back to the Meadowlands and did his thing. But Baker has to play under composure. He's too emotional driven, Larry. I don't know if you was watching his body language. It's like he's looking at Odell, what the hell are you doing? I'm looking at Jarvis Landry, what are you doing? go Baker, put the ball on the money. At least give them an opportunity to catch the ball. And they won the game, yeah. But going forward, the defense is not bad as we thought they were. But they did play the Jets. So I'm going to watch them closely, over the next few weeks, just to give a better analysis of it. But great win, on the road. Always a win on the road is always great. But it's something missing here, Larry, and I just can't put my hand on it just yet.
I like it, man. So we just got through week number 2 of the NFL. All right, Colin, we got to bust through our week 2 picks in 5 minutes, but it's all good because we got our first primetime face-off coming up here in about 5 minutes. So let's get this thing done. Once again, big shout-out and thank you to everybody in the chat room. All right, chat room, are you ready? Because it's time to make those picks, baby. Let's do this.
I'm gonna just pick, Larry. No commenting. Just give you the picks.
Hey, well, we can do it. I mean, however you want to do it. Quick commenting works for me. I mean, however you want to do it, we can do it because we can have ourselves some fun. So let's have some fun with this. I am excited. Let's go ready for those week number 2 picks. I'm sorry, week number 4. Imagine this. It's already week. Oh, my gosh, man. I'm sorry, 3. College season is week number 4. I'm getting ahead of myself. But hey, man, time flies, man. I mean, time flies when you're just loving the sport you love to love. I mean, there ain't nothing more to say there, right, Colin?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's all there is to it. So, alrighty. Well, coming up this week, we're gonna have a little different way of putting it because we're gonna have ourselves a track as we drop this right here, y'all. So y'all enjoy the track. Get ready for the week 3 picks here on 3 and Out, right here with me, your boy Larry B, and Mr. Colin Reynolds. Here we go, Colin. Week 3 picks underway. Let's get it. Here we go, y'all. Starting things off, coming up this week. Well, we will give you our week 3 weigh-ins at the end of the show here tonight with the primetime games. But this is going to be a good one, starting us off on Thursday night. As we know, of course, the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Tennessee Titans. But aside from all of that right there, we are moving on into Sunday's games. We have here, whoopsies, I'm on the wrong, oh, there we go. Okay, so on to Sunday's games. As you look at that, we're starting things off with the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings. The Raiders, well, are they that soft? The Vikings, well, are they that soft? It's a pirate battle. Colin, who are you taking?
I'm taking Raiders.
You're a good man. You know what, Colin? I'm taking the Raiders, too. I still don't believe in the Vikings. I just don't. So I think my team could actually go on over there and get a victory. Bengals and Bills. Oh, my gosh. The Bengals. Are they actually worth something? Not really. And the Bills. Are they for real? I think they are. Colin, who are you taking?
Larry. Put me in the Bengals. I'm thinking Bengals here, man.
Putting the Bengals up? What?
Yeah, I think the Bengals. I think this offense will put up some numbers. I don't know why. I think it'd be a close one, but I think the Bengals weasel this one out.
Okay, I like it. Next up, we have. I'm gonna go with the Bills. So all right, Kyle's picking the Bengals. I'm picking the Bills. Bills at home. I think I'm gonna get this a nice victory here. Cowboys and Dolphins. I'm gonna go scores too. By the way, y'all. 28-14 Raiders, because I saw an old game like that between the Raiders and the Vikings, where the Raiders won 28-14. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Bengals and Bills. I'm going Bills win it 24-21. Cowboys and Dolphins. This is gonna be about as ugly as you can get. Like seriously, someone beat this game with an ugly stick. It's going to get real. It's going to get raw. It's going to get nasty. Dolphins going nowhere fast. Cowboys, they're going to be going all over the field. It's going to be nasty, ugly. 42-14 Cowboys. Column.
Cowboys winning 30-10.
That is a good score. Next up here, we got Packers and Broncos. My gosh, this is going to be such an exciting game because the Broncos are hurting for a victory. Started the season 0-2. The Packers 2-0, looking like every bit of the Packers who are hungry and ready for a Super Bowl because I don't even know where that even came out of my mouth right now or why it came out of my mouth. But my gosh, this is a good team. I think the Packers are just going to continue to march on. Man, I think they get this one final score 27-17. Column.
Hey man, Aaron Rodgers brings out the discount double check, and he beats the Broncos at home, man.
Discount double check. You heard it here, y'all. Next up, we have here. Talk about a victory. Talk about a game. The Falcons. They just came off a big victory this past week. Colts. They are coming off of a scary victory where they definitely earned it. But can they keep that up? Is Jacoby going to keep this going? I don't know. This is going to be tough. I'm sorry, Julie. I'm going to go with the Falcons in this one, though. 31-27 until the Colts continue to prove otherwise. Colin.
Hey, man. You got to go to the Dirty Birds, man. Coaches don't stand a chance.
I'm with it, man. Ravens and Chiefs. Oh, here we go. Second year. I know this is going to be the one right here, man. Ravens coming into play. They're going to battle versus these tough, hard-hitting Chiefs. The Ravens, young Lamar Jackson is all over the place at once. Can him and this crazy team of youth come on in to Arrowhead Stadium to knock off these Chiefs, or the Chiefs just too much for them? Colin, I got to go with the Chiefs in this one. As good as the Ravens are, I got to go with the Chiefs. 35-31 in a close one. Who you got, Colin?
Hey, man, it's going to be a great game. Some points will be put up on the board, but I have to go with Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs this one. They're just a team that's ready, and the Baltimore still winning, but they're learning how to win. And I think Chiefs will go ahead and hand this one to them. It won't be close at all.
I'm with it, man. Next up, Jets and Patriots. Oh, no. Colin, it's Patriots 35, Jets 14 if they get lucky. Colin.
Man, listen, it's the Brady show, man. And, yeah, sorry, Jets. Nothing will fly this week.
I'm with
Patriots have done a big score. I'm doing a score prediction for you, Larry. I say 34-9.
I like it. I like it. That's a good score. Next up, Cardinals and Panthers. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun game. Panthers 0-2 on the season. Can they find their identity? Have they lost it? Where is it? Can someone get the search party out there and find these cats? Literally, because these cats are not playing right now. Cardinals, they've won one. Well, sorry, they've lost one and they've tied one, but they haven't won one yet. They're going to be at home this week. Can they defend the Red Sea, or will the Panthers, I don't know if they get their first victory? Honestly, Kyle, I'm going to say they do. It's going to be a good game, but I think the Cardinals are going to give them a good fight, but I'm going to say 24-14, Panthers win this one on the road.
Hey, same here, man. Panthers go in Arizona, and I think Cam Newton gets together this weekend. They get a victory. I'm
with it. Next up, Giants at 0-2, looking like every bit of the dumpster fire you can imagine, taking on the Buccaneers at 1-1, who are supposed to be that dumpster fire, but honestly, they aren't. I'm saying the Buccaneers win this one, and I think they win it pretty good too. I'm going to say 35-21. Buccaneers win this thing at home.
Oh my God! You said Bucks? What did you say there? I'm sorry. You said Bucks gonna win at home?
I'm gonna say Buccaneers will win at home versus the Giants.
See, Larry, with the rookie coming in, Buccaneers impressed me last week, man. Yeah, I don't want to be a NFC South hater, but I'm gonna go with Saquon goes nuts in Tampa, man. Giants get the first victory of the year.
I like it. Okay. Next up, we have the Texans and the Chargers. 1-1 teams going head-to-head. The Texans, are they the paper team that I was calling them all last year? Are the Chargers turning into the new paper team? I don't know, but they're a good team. Deshaun Watson is without a doubt the real deal. But I just honestly think the Chargers are going to feed off of the home crowd this week. They're going to win this thing 24-17 at home. Who you got, Colin?
Most definitely go to Chargers. Houston disappointed me after this week. I mean, first week I'm like, okay, Houston. Last week, oh no, Houston. I'm going with Chargers.
I like it. Steelers at 0-2. Dumpster fire all day long. Niners 2-0. Okay, they're playing pretty good football. I cannot, and they're at home. I just can't go with the Steelers right now. I'm just not doing that. Niners win this one. Final score, I'm going to say 38. Actually, no, not that high. That's a good defense still. I'm going to go final score 21-7. Niners win.
Man, Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm going with the 49ers, and this rushing by committee is just gonna. Marquise Goodwin goes off. 2 touchdowns, 150 yards.
Alrighty, and the last game, because once again, the rest are all primetime. So we have the Saints, your Saints, at 1-1, taking on the Seahawks at 2-0. Are they going to go on into CenturyLink Field and get that victory? I don't know. Teddy Bridgewater might hold it. It could be something, but I think, honestly, that they can go get this thing done, man. Saints find a way to win a tough game on the road by a field goal. 17-14 defensive battle. Who are you taking, Colin?
Larry, that's why we're brothers at heart, man. That's why we're brothers at heart. I do not want to, I'm not a selfish person. I'm not a biased person. I'm realistic. I'm intentional. And I feel Russell Wilson is playing some great football right now. But I still have faith in our defense. And if Teddy Bridgewater, watch this now, if the Saints can win time of possession, X factor, time of possession, people, the Saints will go to Seattle and win it 24-20.
I love it. All right, y'all. Well, there you go. Week 2 picks are in the books. Hopefully you liked our new spin on the pick'em, and we'll give you our next week. We'll start giving you like our actual pick'em thoughts, our pick'em scores and all that for the season so far. But with that said, y'all, we'll take ourselves a quick break. When we get back, well, we have ourselves our first primetime face-off of the night. Thursday night football. We got 2 newcomers tonight, by the way. Thursday night football. Well, Titans and Jaguars going head-to-head. Titans and Duval. We will see you on the other side of this break. Once again, you are listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back after this.
Wrestling fans in the podcast world, you are in the right place to listen to the right show, the premier show in the professional wrestling podcasting world. This is Ring Rambling Radio, and you're listening to one of the co-hosts. I am Martin Sandoval, a.k.a. the SoCal Saint, along with my 2 co-hosts, the lovely Felicia and my boy Matt. Yes, every Saturday or every other Saturday morning, you can listen to us, the premier wrestling team, giving you the premier wrestling news, rumors, updates, event discussions, everything that has to do with professional wrestling. You're in the right place. IE Sports Radio presents Ring Rambling Radio. Don't miss it, because it's just too sweet.
Two Wheels Wednesday is the place to come for all your motorcycle sports news every Wednesday on IE Sports Radio with myself, Matt White. All the latest news, rumours, race reviews and previews from World and British Superbikes and the big one, MotoGP. Two Wheels Wednesday, every Wednesday on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sport.
Hi, I'm Phil Robinson, running points, setting up Phil Jones for the finish. Join us every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, as we break down the week in basketball on the home for Real Talk Sports Radio, IESportsRadio.com.
Drivers, start your engines. Auto racing takes many forms, from the close quarter contact of NASCAR
to the high-speed, high-risk atmosphere of IndyCar,
all the way to the pinnacle of technology with the Formula One World Championship.
No matter if you prefer the high banks of Daytona,
the concrete canyons of Long Beach,
or the flowing curves of the Nürburgring.
The international language of motorsports is simple. Go fast.
Run hard.
And come home first.
So join us, myself, Daryl Kinsey Jr.,
Lolita Camello.
And Michael Ward.
on a world tour of all the best motorsports has to offer on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on your home for all. That is sports, i.e. Sports Radio.
Welcome back, football fans. Well. We got ourselves our first prime time face-off coming your way. I hope you're ready, because we are, y'all. Here we go. Where's that applause? Because we're coming, baby. Hit the applause. Roll the thunder. Blow the whistle. And ring the bell. Because it's about that time, y'all. It's about to go down. Hopefully you're enjoying the show, because the show is coming to you. Here we go, y'all. Starting things off with tonight in our primetime face-off, round one of the evening. Thursday night football. Titans and Jaguars. Titans looking as impressive as they can possibly get in week number one. Week number two, I don't know. Are they chickens? Because they laid an egg. And Jacksonville. I don't even know what to say right now. Jacksonville looked about as week number one. I mean, what happened in week number one? Everything but a decent football game. But I'll tell you what, it was better than the Raiders, because at least the Jaguars put up 26 points on them, unlike the Raiders couldn't. However, week number two, you go for it all. You could have went to overtime, but they didn't. It happens, is what it is. I think the Jaguars are a lot better than what people are giving them credit for. With that said, we got an AFC South battle coming up, y'all, and it's going to be a good one. Hey, grab your snacks, grab your goodies, and get ready, because it's going to be a good one. Everybody in the chat room, show us some love. Get us up, and I see all y'all in the chat room right now. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's about to go down. So, starting things off here in tonight's primetime face-off number one of the evening, we have here, as we go, always the away team first. So, starting things off with the away team, we have here, all the way from Tennessee, and I love it, man, because he's a Tennessean. I mean, he's every bit of a Tennessean you can get. And glad to have him. He is a Vols fan. He has to be a Vols fan, because if he's not, then he's just not from Tennessee. He's got to be a Vols fan. So they're a different story in a different book right now. But we're not going to go the college route. We are going to go ahead and keep it going with the NFL. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, glad to have him here for his very first time. And hopefully it's not his last, because I'll tell you what, we love to keep our guests here, and definitely appreciate all of you tuning in right now in the chat room. You were all once guests too, and now you're just joining the party every week, and that's what we love to do, y'all. So, with that said, our first guest of the evening, joining us once again all the way from Tennessee. I would love to introduce him, except for my Twitter is being about as productive as the Raiders offense right now, so unfortunately it's just not working for me. But glad to have him here once again for his first time here on the show. I love it because I love what he says right here. It's the Chap Show, baby. It's the Chap Show. So, awesome stuff, man. Glad to have him here, a part of today's show, man. And diehard Titans fan, diehard Vols fan, and just all around Tennessee. I even see the Grizzlies in there, and the Preds. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, of course, Chap Sauce, man. Chapel Sauce, as I like to call himself, Mr. Matt. How's it going, brother? How you tonight, man?
Hey, make my own noise. Hey, I'm here proud to be a Titan, baby.
That's what I'm talking about, man. So, next up, here to deliver the flavor of Duval, a fan base that is so proud and so excited for their team, because these people just don't give up. The love they have for this team is unreal, and I'm glad that we got one of them on the show here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Jacksonville, you already heard, y'all, Duval in the house tonight. Oh, there it is, baby. I think we all need to get one, man. We got to get a little something, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Jag Nation, what's going on, Jag? How you doing today, man?
What's happening? Jag Nation taking in all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. What's going on?
I'm loving it, man. Mr. Jay Vaughn here joining us, man. Jag Nation, I love that, man. Jag Nation Vaughn, Jag Vaughn. I'm loving this, man. Every bit of energy from Florida feels like it's coming from you right now, man. I'm loving this. So,
most definitely.
Glad to have you here on the show tonight, man. So with that said, y'all, we're going to start things off with a couple questions from my colleagues while we start things off here today. So keep them short and sweet, gentlemen. Drill. We only got a little bit of time, so we only have a little bit of time for the questions and the responses because we got to get through the entire drill here. So let's get it. John, start us off, man. Give us a question apiece for each of these gentlemen. Once again, don't get too crazy in depth because we don't got a whole bunch of time. Keep the questions and the answers to all of you gentlemen kind of brief, but we shall get through it all. So, John, start us off, man. Your question for Mr. Matt.
All right. Is Matt the Titans fan or the Duval?
Matt is Titans all day, brother.
Our God's country. Titans all day. Well, obviously, you guys have started off a little stronger than a lot of people have projected you, especially with the strength of Marcus Mariota this season. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Marcus Mariota. Well, my question to you is, how potent do you think this Titans offense can be? And dare I say it, do you guys think you have a playoff berth or a deep playoff berth this season?
Yeah. I mean, they just got better in the offseason. Adam Humphries and him, Cameron Wade, because Brian Rackball retired. I mean, they've got the squad. I mean, we've got young wide receivers in Corey Davis, picked up A.J. Brown from Mississippi, which he's been already showing at. And then Tajay Sharp, when he came out of UMass, he had the top percentage catching. It's all there. They just got to, for me, compared to what Mariota did last week, roll the man out. I mean, they've got the potential to do great. I threw a fit every bit, hating on Mariota a little bit. I'm going to be part of that. But they've got a chance. They just got to work together. We're known as the Titans. We'll upset you and then lose the ones we're supposed to win.
Great answer. I mean, really, I feel you, man. All right, so, John, your question for Javon, man.
All right, so the Jacksonville Jaguars, Duval, as you guys say, you guys actually had a really strong team a couple of years ago, a surprisingly strong team. And that was despite Blake Bortles and all of his folly. You guys were winning in spite of Blake Bortles and on the back of your defense. My question to you is, what happened? Where's the Jaguars? Why are you guys not the same potent team you were? And maybe a layer on top of that, why does Jalen Ramsey want out?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I would honestly say the defense didn't win to the playoffs. I guess it was kind of feeling themselves,
Gentlemen, real fast, we're getting a lot of feedback. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're getting a lot of feedback, and there's like a mean echo, so we can't really hear a lot, guys. So I don't know who that. My apologies. We should have a little better sound check. My apologies, but so let's try that one more time. I don't know what happened, but let's see if we can get that feedback out of there.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, you're good.
The defense, they was kind of feeling themselves, and guess we got the big head came out next season, and was got the big extension, and it was like I said, it became a big distraction for the team, and I guess we had to kind of revitalize ourselves and realize who we were. We're not New England, so we're not up there yet, but we're not an up-and-coming team. But, push come to shove, at the end of the day, I do believe the defense will get it done year in and year out. Regardless of the stats and the record, defense has shown statistically that we can still be a top-5 defense. As far as Ramsey, I believe it was something that was building up. I don't believe they will trade him because he's too much of an elite player. But, like I said, this is a business. We've seen crazy things happen with Antonio Brown and many other superstars. So the only thing we can do is just wait it out until Friday, until after the game, and see what happens.
Okay, there we go. Colin, your question for Mr. Matt and his Titans.
Hey, Mr. Matt, piggyback off my colleague, he said that Mariota is playing solid. I agree with him with that. But I've been harping on this for 2 weeks about Derrick Henry. With Mariota's improvement of his play, can Derrick Henry be the catalyst to get this team over the hump? You said that the wide receiver core, you talked about their talents and where they come from, the height. But is Derrick Henry the piece to put to the puzzle to complete this offense and make them relevant?
I'm gonna say this for I don't know what it is about this Titans team since they moved here and 98/99 with McNair. This whole every Titan regime has always been around running. Derrick Henry is the guy. I hope the look they pay him. I had her doubts a little bit, but they got him in motion. Last week they didn't give him the ball enough, and in the third quarter they pushed it, and they were running down throats. In the fourth quarter they went away from the run. Yet to understand that terrible play calling. I hope they owned up to that, clean it up. Because honestly, it could be another 99-yard show tomorrow night, which I can happily say that me and my fiance went to that game last year, her first game, and while I'm taking a shot, I'm seeing Derrick Henry going 99 yards, and she don't watch that football that much, and she knows that it's amazing. So I can't remember the last time Jacksonville beat Tennessee, but I have a lot of confidence.
I'm loving it, man. All right, next up, question for Mr. Javon Column.
All right. This Duval thing has been hyped. And, Leonard Fournette, LSU, Bayou Bengal, I'm a fan. Now, like John said as well, Borders was great a few years ago. Now, we just thought with a quarterback and Jalen Ramsey bringing the Brinks truck, we thinking that, shut down corner, pin the man, board man gets paid situation once again. But it's, with Nick Foles going on, it's proven that quarterback is not the problem here in Jacksonville. What is the solution to get Jacksonville relevant?
To me, honestly, I really believe that we just got to get back to that championship mentality that we had. Like I said, the defense, they lost their way a little bit. Some players we lost with the distraction. Some players we gained. The chemistry wasn't really there. And also, when the coach set them out in the preseason, that really didn't help out because, like I said, if you look at the year that we went to the championship, all the starters played in that year. I mean, in that preseason, I'm sorry. So the solution, I do believe, is the coach really needs to sit down with everyone and just look back at the film from that year and see, okay, this is the team we were, this is the team that we're not. They kind of need to come together in the middle, meet, and also the thing that happened Sunday on the sidelines, that can't happen. You can't be on national TV and showing everybody, the coaches and the players can't even get along, so how are they going to go to the playoffs of the Super Bowl? Like, you don't see Belichick arguing with his players, so.
So true. I mean, absolutely, man. You can't have that. So, all right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get to the face-off here and get things going, man. So, like I said, here we go. Sound the bell, y'all. We ready to rock and roll. We have 1 minute on the clock. All right, starting with the away team. Let's get it going. You have 1 minute on the clock, Mr. Matt. Go ahead and tell us, man, X factors for this game. Who are they and why? Once again, you have 1 minute on the clock. Begin.
All right, what I got here, obviously Derrick Henry, get him in the run game. Their D-line, solid. Run it down, ground and pound. But hopefully they work better with Mariota, better protection, because that's what defeated last time. All right, you get that, cue that up. You got magic because clearly he's going to get you short passes. So wouldn't want him got him where he is. I mean, he threw a touchdown, caught himself for a touchdown. So, I mean, the man's got part God in him. So, I mean, I don't know what they got to do. Usually they lose, they come down, but the next week they come back strong. I put faith in them. The record shows for itself against Jacksonville. Good 2 years ago, good 5 years ago. I've lost count of last time they won. I can't really tell you how much much is going on with that. But the confidence level, just like how the Colts own us, I respect that. That happens. Just like we own Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette's, I don't know what you call him this season anymore. I don't know what's going on. Quarterback, they can have anybody because they do have a good squad. But Jalen Ramsey, he'll be a Titan by Friday. Or he'll be back home, when they sign him next month or at the end of the season. Either or, he's going to get it or he's going to get paid. We'll take care of him. But other than that, we're going to keep going strong. Play conservative like they do sometimes, but hopefully they work on the deep ball because the wide receiver core is there. They're young and they can catch. New offensive coordinator. And tighten up.
I like him. Okay, well,
Good stuff there and great X Factors, man, without a doubt. I love it. Jalen Ramsey will be a Titan by Friday. I like that. So, all right, Javon. Start us off, man. You have 1 minute on the clock. I'll give you a little bit more than a minute since Matt went a little over. Go ahead, man. Give us your X Factors for this game on Thursday night.
All right, I have 2 X Factors. The number 1 X Factor, defense. We changed up the scheme. We did the 4-3 and the 3-4. Now, Tennessee has nothing in that. But our biggest thing is Marcus Mariota. We have to keep him in the pocket, have to keep him pressured, because it shows when Marcus is pressured, he's very, very routed. So if the defense could keep him routed, keep him in the pocket, keep him on the ground, then we 100% will win this game. My second X factor is Leonard Fournette. We have to get something has to be done with the O-line. The O-line was not terrible, but they can do a little better. The year we went to the playoffs, we got there by rushing the ball and running the ball. As you can see, we don't have that right now. If they can get the defense and Leonard Fournette going, this game is ours.
All righty. Well, there you have it, man. Great job there with a little time to spare. Okay, now let's go ahead and go some back and forth now. This is always fun because this is the weakness in the team, and I love doing this. So 1 minute on the clock, and you guys are going to pretty much go at it right now and have some fun. So, Matt, go ahead, man. Pick out a weakness on the Jaguars in 1 minute's time and tell us why you think your Titans can exploit that and get a victory on Thursday night.
Who's Leonard Fournette? I don't know anymore. I guess since they got rid of T.J. Yeldon, went up to the Jets, it kind of ended off, right? His partner in crime.
Well, clearly, Leonard Fournette is the workhorse, the best running back in the league, the best running back in the AFC South. Because we have no other running backs in the AFC South who can compete with Leonard Fournette. Yeah, Henry had one minor run, which clearly that's the only run they keep talking about. But at the end of the day, like I said, who is the other workhorse in the AFC South besides Leonard? That's all I want. But the real question is, the real workhorse, who will show up? That's the real question.
Okay, well, I love it because you guys both actually engaged in that, so that works for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip it around now. And I like you actually defended your team, so we didn't even have to go to that segment. So let's just combine the same exact thing. So, all right, Javon, go ahead and throw us out there, man. What is your weakness that you feel that you guys can exploit on the Titans to help you guys win on Thursday? And then immediately following, hey, go right at it, Matt, and just go ahead and defend your team the way that Javon did, man. Go ahead. You have 1 minute. Begin.
Well, Tennessee, as we can see, the first 2 weeks, Tennessee, they offered way too many sacks. So I said their weakness is the offensive line. I'm not sure if their right tackle or left tackle, the Pop Warner tackle, whichever one is suspended. But that's their biggest weakness. So if Yannick, Josh Allen, Calais Campbell, they could take advantage of that, hey, we could go ahead and send Tennessee on the plane with that L and that mayonnaise. So we'll be good.
All right, Matt. Anything there, Matt? Did we lose Matt?
Sorry, I had it on mute. I was already firing off. Calais Campbell is a secondary to an old John Henderson. Respect him, go Balls. Okay, y'all try to get a replica. Calais Campbell, he's just too old past his prime. The tackle Taylor Wan, dad, of Nashville. I get it. I respect it. He's there. He's actually the voice of Titans, very quiet. The tackle situation they've got to fix. Dennis Kelly, he's a backup. That's what he's going to stick at. He's a good role player. And that's why Adam Humphries hasn't been able to be getting a lot of plays because they're chip blocking and helping him out. Hopefully that gets, cleaned up itself. But other than that, from my philosophy, I've always been with Mariota. Hopefully with the Titans, if they can start doing it, roll him out. Look what they're doing in Arizona. They're, with Kyler over there, and they're rolling him out of the pocket, getting him open. Yeah, he's short. My gosh, he's still getting it done. Open him up. If we can't block, let him catch him. Try to catch him. And something I hadn't really mentioned is how stellar our defense has been playing so far this month with Dean Pease doing solid as a defense quarter with all these schemes. How's your quarterback going to get off when you got a deep tackle dropping back into the secondary? You're going to pick one off.
Okay, well, there you go. A little back and forth action. Okay, now let's go game plan, guys. Game plan. So we're going to start things off with Matt. Give us 1 minute. I'll be ringing the bell. Give us 1 minute on the clock of your game plan that is going to defeat or help these Titans defeat those Jaguars on, well, tomorrow night, that is. You have 1 minute, begin. Uh-oh, I think you're muted again, Matt. Would you look at that? Just muted all day long.
There we go. Sorry, I went backwards. It's going to be ground and pound. It's going to be tough. It's going to go back and forth. It's always a good, solid game because anytime we have pulled it out. Out of respect and understand football, and Jacksonville is a good team. It always just seems to come down to the quarterback. So that's what we need to do, go after the quarterback. Catch Young, he's going to be scrambled, so that's always going to bring something new up they haven't got to study. So it's going to keep them lively in the game. They're going to stay strong. They're going to, I think passing opportunities go to open big. I think Adam Humphries will come out big this week because they've realized after this loss, we need him. We didn't pay him to come and use those hands and catch dust, okay? Like, get him open. He will catch it, and then that's going to open everybody else up. I think Adam Humphries have a big game. You won't watch A.J. Brown go deep on one. They're going to shoot. They're going to try it. I mean, Jalen Ramsey is probably going to give up and let it happen just so he can get out of there. So, I can't really blame them. I think we're going to play strong. Defense is going to come out strong with a good scheme because they're all back. They all understand the concept. Nothing really changed for the defense. We just added pieces in Cameron Wake, and that old man is going to come hard and come strong and get him a few sacks this game.
Okay, there you go. All right, well, hey, defend your team, Javon. Let us know, man. Give us 30 seconds of why that's actually a pretty decent game plan or why it's just not going to work. Go ahead.
I really don't think it's going to work because, come on, we got one of the top defenses in the league. And on top of that, you got to look at our offense as well. Gardner Minshew, yes, he's a rookie, but as you can see last week, he got more comfortable. He got more mobile in the pocket, more mobile outside the pocket. We have DJ Chark, as I call him, DJ Sharp. So anyone in your secondary, Dory, Malcolm Butler, nobody's going to stop the air attack as well as the defense. Ramsey, okay, yeah, I see. You think he's going to come into the Titans, but no, that might be his home team, but he's not going there.
Okay.
Ramsey's going to have about 2 or 3 picks off Mariota, and it's going to be a W for Jay.
Look at that. All right, well, hey, now it's your turn, Javon. Throw us something, man. Give us 1 minute on the clock of your game plan that's going to help your Jaguars defeat those Tennessee Titans tomorrow night at home. You have 1 minute, begin.
Okay, our game plan is going to be simple. All we're going to do is we're going to let Minshew have his way. We're going to let the staff take over. We're just going to let him run around and throw it all across the secondary because Tennessee really has no valuable secondary. Yeah, their defense is pretty good this year, but at the same time, they have no consistency. We've been the best defense in the league consistently for the last 3 years. Tennessee just got good. Their defense is good. So our game plan, all we got to do is really just pass and ground and pound, like you said. Leonard Fournette got to get rolling. Also, let Minshew have his way. Minshew mania. Just let him go ahead and take over the offense. Let him free. Just because Nick Foles out, you can't really hold the playbook back. You got to open it up for him. Let him know that this is his team. Let him know you feel comfortable with him. So, as long as they let Minshew have his way and Leonard Fournette ground and pound, we'll be all good.
Okay, there you go. I like it. Good stuff. Okay, Mr. Matt, go ahead, rebound, man. Give us 30 seconds of why you think it's actually a pretty good game plan or why it just won't work. Begin.
How are you going to say we don't have a secondary? You got to stop looking at Matt, dude. Like, those ratings, you got to actually watch the game. Okay, this, they've got they're one of the top teams in the league with interceptions. Okay, so don't get your head too big on that. Respect those DBs. They're going to be there and they're going to pick a couple off. Bet on that. Also, what was it? Damn, lost track of thought. Wide receiver. What wide receivers y'all have? I don't get. Nobody in the league even knows who they're throwing to over there. Anyways, there's no game plan you're going to throw on this. It's going to be shut down. We're going to come in hard. We're going to put the schemes. It's going to be a strong, hard-hitting game.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get to the voting poll. What do our listeners think? My gosh, let's go ahead and give that applause button. I mean, my gosh. Oh, I hit the laugh button. My bad. Well, whoops. That was the wrong button, but that was kind of funny. Whatever. Column John, for real, man, give it up for these guys, man. What? I like that.
Good job, fellas.
There we go.
That was nice. I like this. I like this so much. I'm loving this, guys. Great stuff there. Let's go ahead and get on in to the voting poll and see what these people, what all these diehard fans said this whole last week about who they think is going to win this thing coming up on, tomorrow night. So, here we go. The votes are in, and oh my. Wow. Okay, it's a little more lopsided than I thought it was going to be, but
I think I know the answer.
with 79% of the votes, you, the listeners out there, are taking the Tennessee Titans to win this thing on the road. My gosh.
Come on, man. Come on. There's smart people in this world.
79%. I mean, that is overwhelming. First things first, Javon, do you have anything to say to all the listeners out there who voted?
Man, they gotta be rigged. Somebody gotta be putting stickers in that box because they gotta be
Okay. This season's Titans versus this season's Jaguars. I mean, it's not a competition at this point. It's like the Panthers against this season's Chiefs.
Matt, your comments on this?
No brainer, man. And no brainer here, man. But we just want a good, nice, clean fight. But Derrick Henry gonna go off.
Uh-oh. Hey.
Yeah, they realized they didn't give him the ball enough.
Gentlemen, that was a very good debate. That was one of my favorites. I love it because you guys kept it just so professional. That was a great one, guys. I am so looking forward to having you both on this show coming up in many more times, man, to represent your teams. Javon, you're awesome, man. That was awesome. Great stuff. There's so much to back it up. Matt, great stuff as always. Hey, gentlemen, shake it up. That was awesome. I mean, let's get that applause button one more time, man. That was awesome. You guys got down, and there's nothing left to do but to see these teams go at it tomorrow night, 5:20 p.m. Pacific time, 8:20 p.m. Eastern time. You do not want to miss it on the NFL Network. We got this old rivalry going head-to-head again, y'all. Tennessee Titans will be heading on the road to Jacksonville to Duval to see to take on these Jacksonville Jaguars in what should be a good one. So with that said, y'all, that is that great battle that was. My gosh, I enjoyed that so much. And, I mean, there's nothing more to say. That was just absolutely awesome.
No, there's one other thing to say.
What's that?
Tighten up.
All right. Well, with that said, let's give our guests a little bit of love, man, and let them go ahead and plug themselves. So first things first, the away team, Mr. Matt, let us know, man, where can all these diehard Titans fans that are listening right now around the world find you on Twitter and any other works you may do?
I'm from Dresden, God's country. It's a little joke. I guess it's a southern thing. Dresden, Tennessee. Shout out to all my friends. I know some of them listening. I actually work for AT&T, so if you need a new phone, I can sell that to you. And then Twitter, it's Chapel Sauce, like it says, CHAPPELLSAUCE. You know, you can be on there, and you'll catch me a good Titans rants on those game days. You might get some laughs out of it.
I'm loving it, man. And Javon, man, let us know, bro. Let all these diehard Jacksonville Jaguars, because there's a lot listening right now, man. All these Jaguar fans. You represented Duval, man, today. And big shout out to you, man, as well. Let all these diehard fans who may not be following, know where they can find you on Twitter and anywhere else you'd like to announce, and, of course, any other works you may do.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man. You can follow me on Twitter at 10, the number 10, ready for the number 4, whatever, WHATEVA. And we 10 toes down, ready for whatever team that wants to step into Saxonville.
I love it, man. All right, well, with that said, gentlemen, you are awesome. Appreciate you so much for being a part of today's show. And that was just amazing, man. So, all right, gentlemen, well, that will do it. All right, y'all, when we get back, Primetime Face-Off number 2 is getting underway. Oh, this should be a fun one. Mr. Derek Kayapala returns back here, of course, host of his very own Rams show, the Rams Talk Show, I believe. Got to find the name of that one. But he will be taking on, this guy's returning from last week. Ben White returns to talk about his Cleveland Browns. And, of course, we've got Mike Peck joining us tonight to defend his Washington Redskins versus a very tough, yet very angry Chicago Bears team. So, with that said, y'all plan to come here with our final hour of the show coming up. Once again, you're listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back with our second primetime face-off of the night after this.
Hey, what's up, sports fans? You're looking for a different type of sports talk show, something you haven't heard before? You gotta check out the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday on 2 Live Stews Radio, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Sports talk at its finest. Always have great guests, playing some good hip-hop. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to tune in to the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Ladies and gentlemen, hear me and hear me good. If you like sports, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like comedy, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like a different opinion coming from a different angle, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. So join me Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie. And of course, my man Lopan on the WaitAMinuteShow.com. Ain't that right, Lopan?
Good day, folks. Yours truly, Nico Green here, reminding you, tune in to the Neutral Zone Hockey Talk Radio Show, Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern, proudly brought to you by IE Sports Radio. It's the Neutral Zone. All hockey, all the time. Take care. See you soon.
What up, all you boxing fans? This is Vince Wright, the sports governor, and me and Gilbert Batista are the host of Ringside on IE Sports Radio. Make sure you keep it tuned to IE Sports Radio, Spreaker.com for the latest edition of Ringside. All the boxing news you need right here. Keep it tuned, Spreaker.com, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Lopan, they didn't even want you. Heck, they didn't even want me. But you know what? Right about now, they have no choice. Looking for the real sports talk? Talk that's for us, the people? Look no further. The Wait a Minute Show, a prime time sports comedy cocktail that tucks you in at night. Join me and Lopan Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 2LiveStewsRadio.com and Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the WaitAMinuteShow.com. Sounds like a plan to me. Ain't that right, Lopan? Indeed.
Hey, what's up, BS3 sports fans? If you love listening to the BS3 Sports Show, check out the weekend wrap-up every Monday at 12:15 Central Time, 1:15 Eastern, recapping the weekend in sports like you never heard it before. Comedy, interactive chat room, it's a must-listen. Weekend wrap-up on Spreaker.com, part of the X Squad. Check it out. You won't be disappointed.
morning, sports fans. This is me, your boy Larry, bringing you yet another action-packed, wall-to-wall episode of The Defining Moment right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Phil Robinson here at IE Sports Radio, taking this moment to welcome you to storm down the lane on the Fast Break Show with me and my man Phil Jones right now.
Hey everybody, it's the host of the fastest show on IE Sports Radio, Daryl Kinsey Jr., and I'm welcoming you to take a lap of the extra mile with me and my co-hosts Lolita Camillo, Caitlin Seen, and Michael Ward as we go through all of the news and updates in NASCAR, Formula One, IndyCar, and more. That's the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on IE Sports Radio.
Hello, lovelies. Caitlin Seam here, host of Not What It Seems, where nothing is off limits and no sport is safe. On IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Two Wheels Wednesday with Matt White, taking you inside the pit lane of British Superbike, World Superbike, and the big one, MotoGP.
Hey everyone, this is Felicia, the First Lady of IE Sports Radio and one of your esteemed co-hosts of Ring Rambling Radio, along with Martine Sandoval and Matt Petrushka, for all of your wrestling news and talk, from everything from WWE to Ring of Honor, All Elite Wrestling, New Japan, anything you like. Be sure to catch us right here on IE Sports Radio.
Welcome back, football fans. We are ready to rock and roll once again. Thank you so much for joining us, y'all, for showing us love. Big shout out, of course, to the entire IE Sports Radio family, man. We could appreciate y'all more. There's our network commercial right there. Definitely love that thing, man. Got to play that more often, I know. But I gotta say, I appreciate all of you so much for tonight. Anyways, with that said, we do got a little rush schedule going on, so we're gonna go ahead and jump on to the second primetime face-off rather quickly. But let's have some fun with it. So, first things first, you know this man right here, y'all. So many of you, hey, the Hall of Fame nominee is coming. The Hall of Fame nominees are coming up in October. And it's a 2-month voting process. The first class was in last year, and I'll tell you what, man, I think we got somebody on the line right now for a candidate for the second Hall of Fame class, man. This guy is available whenever we need him. He is absolute diehard in his sport. In his sports, the guy is an Angel fan beyond belief, a Rams fan beyond belief, and the guy is overall just a great guy, man. So glad to have him here tonight, especially such short notice. But once you know, man, once again, he always finds a way to pull through for us. Glad to have him here, ladies and gentlemen. He is, of course, and I gotta make sure I get this correct, all this good stuff, man. He is co-host of Talk Rams, or co-founder of Talk Rams, host of Talkin' Halos, contributor of Cincy Soccer Talk, of course, and ladies and gentlemen, he served this beautiful, wonderful, amazing, greatest country of the entire world, the United States, in the U.S. Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming the one, the only, Mr. Derek Kyle-Paula. What's going on, Derek? How you doing tonight, man?
Doing well. How you doing?
Doing my best, brother. Glad to have you here, man. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And, of course, we have here a guy who we told last week, hey, man, we'd love to have you back here on the show one day. You did great. He says, okay, August, come back next week. And that's exactly what he did. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming diehard, all-around Cleveland fan and just overall diehard Browns fan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the one, the only Mr. Ben White. How's it going, Ben?
Hey, pretty good. Thanks for having me back. I really appreciate it.
Hey, man, glad to have you back. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get right on the road with this sucker, man. Browns home for the first time in a very long time for Sunday Night Football. And they're welcoming a team that used to be called the Cleveland Rams. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a good one. Sunday Night Football, Rams at Cleveland Browns. Here we go. Colin, start us off, man. Give us a question here, short and sweet, but give us a question here for Mr. Derek Kyle-Paula, the away team and his Rams. And I think he is muted. Okay, unfortunately, I don't know what keeps on happening, but let's try this one more time because this continues to be a thing. So everybody, real quick, let's go ahead and join once again. My apologies. everybody. My apologies once again. I don't know what keeps on happening. I keep on getting thrown out of my own chat room on Skype. So let's try this one more time. Colum, go ahead, man. Give us a little bit of give us a question here for Mr. Derek and his Rams.
After 2 weeks of solid football, to continue your dominance per se, will you rely heavy on the pass game, or Gurley is kind of shaky right now? Will you go with running back by committee, or would you, or is a passing juggernaut?
Well, my first question refers: how sure are you that Gurley's shaky?
Ooh.
Well, because the fact of the matter that his knee is proven that it's not as strong as people thought it was.
Well, then you didn't watch the game last weekend or the weekend before that.
Yeah, that was garbage minutes. Sorry.
No. That's not how it works, man. That's not how it works. You're talking about the guy who was going 21 miles an hour during training camp alone. You're talking about the guy in the fourth quarter who could make that cut on a toss crack.
Don't let me cut to the left. He's running 80%. He's running just fine. He's running just fine. If you want to find the problem with the Rams, you want to know what's wrong with Gurley. The question ahead is, what y'all gonna do? Are y'all gonna do it by the passing arsenal, or will you be solely on Gurley in the running back committee? Answer the question.
They are going to rely on the running backs to start this game. They got to find a way to seal the edge off from Myles Garrett, so they're going to be trying to get away from him. But the reality is, this is what they're going to do. This is how they've been doing it. They're going to go early. They're going to move into Malcolm Brown in the second quarter. After Gurley third. Believe it or not, if you go look at his carries from last year, it's not all that different. So they're going to try and seal that edge out. And what teams are doing right now is they're following the Patriots approach, where they're bringing four up and down. They're putting one on one edge, one defender on the other edge. You basically have a six up front. And so you're trying to seal them back, and the way to beat that is a toss crack. So when the Rams ran that last weekend, they just ran all over teams with that. They rolled the Saints like that. So it's not really Gurley that's been the problem. It was establishing that offensive line first and seeing what teams are doing. It's not about running back by committee. It's yet to be shown whether or not Gurley's a joy factor or not. And you probably won't know until week 15 or 16.
Okay, well, Colum, your question for Mr. Of course, Mr. Ben White and his Browns.
Mr. White, your Browns. I watched the game on Monday night, and Odell Beckham he looks real nice. You know, he had a little chip on his shoulder going to the Meadowland, but his defense, you know, me and my colleagues, we talked about Cleveland defense improving and kind of changing the culture up there in Cleveland. What can you guys do on Sunday night to show the world, to show the NFL that look, we can put a show on turf, but also produce on turf?
So, as far as defensively, I think what they're going to do is they're going to stay away. They're not going to blitz as much as you've seen the Browns blitz before. I think they're going to let the front four get a lot of four-man rushes. I also think you're going to see Mack Wilson have kind of a coming-out party. I believe Adarius Taylor missed practice today. I'm not going to be surprised if he misses the game. So Mack Wilson had a pretty big hit. He got penalized for it because he lowered his head. But the timing on that play he made was just perfect. And I think it's just a sign of things to come for him. The thing that concerns me the most, and I want to see some improvement, is Denzel Ward has been really bad the last couple weeks. If he can just get back to the form where he was last year, and then pair that up with his counterpart, Greedy Williams, on the other side, who has had the best first 2 weeks for any rookie defensive back this year, I think you see a lot of good things out of that defense Sunday night. Maybe they might be able to slow the Rams down a little bit.
Okay, good stuff there. All right, so go ahead. You're off to you, Mr. John. Go ahead, man. Your question for Mr. Derek Kaiapala and his Rams.
Yeah, so I definitely think, I have to say, this may be the best Rams team yet. They got the trifecta back with Cooper Kupp coming off of the ACL tear. Now we have Robert Woods and Brandon Cooks. Jared Goff is finally coming into his own. When I say finally, previous 2 years. But I do think Kylam had a point. Todd Gurley scored 21 touchdowns last season, but after that ankle injury, his production slowed down a bit. And I'm not saying he's not the same player, but but I think something's setting him back, and there's a lot of mystery surrounding it, similar to the way we are with Cam Newton on the Panthers. But regardless, my question is, with all of these strengths, and we know you have the best defensive player in football, and that takes a lot to say. I'm a Panthers fan. I have Luke Key and Aaron Donald, and we know you have that potent offense. But what is your team's biggest weakness? What do you guys need to improve in order to take that final leap and win a Super Bowl?
Well, it's in the middle of the field, whether it be on offense or defense, and it surprised me in the first two games that nobody really attacked the Rams' interior defense very hard, and that's really where my concern is. If the Browns want to really move the football on the Rams, that's where they're going to go. Their secondary is too good. It's too deep. It's the deepest secondary I've seen for a Rams team in a very long time, probably ever, quite frankly. But you're breaking in a new inside linebacker. You're breaking in a rookie who's kind of a hybrid, and Taylor Rapp, who's moving back between safety and going at linebacker. You have a bunch of young guys up front next to Aaron Donald. That's the perfect place you want attackers, right in that middle, and teams are doing it. And then on offense, it's the same thing. Brian Allen has stepped up very well at center. He's done a great job. But on the left-hand side there, Joe Noteboom has been up and down. I like him. I think he's going to be a solid pro. Needs more time. On the other side, Austin Blythe just went down last week with injuries, and they had Jamil Demby stepping up, and he's been up and down during his brief NFL career. But the guy who got exposed last week on the right-hand side was Rob Havenstein. Cam Jordan made him his son, and that was hard to watch for much of the game. But really, the matchup of the game for the Rams is going to be Myles Garrett versus Big Whit, and seeing how Big Whit deals with that power and speed that comes off the edge there. You got to protect Jared Goff. If you protect Jared Goff, the Rams win this one. They win it pretty easily. That's where it comes down to right now. Can you protect Jared Goff enough against that Browns pass rush? And that's where my biggest concern is coming the weekend. And I cannot let it go. I keep hearing this. I want to go back just 1 second. Todd Gurley, here's the thing you guys understand. Todd Gurley was hurt in week 1 last year. Okay, it wasn't week 15 or 14, it was week 1, and they masked it the entire year. It's not one of those injuries that comes and goes, and the real idea behind his knee is it arthritic? How arthritic is it? And how degenerative is it over long term? What the Rams are doing is they are trying to protect him throughout the course of the game. He's still as fast as he ever was. The problem is they want him fresh till week 16, week 17 in the playoffs. So it's not really, to me, accurate to say, well, he's not the same guy he was, because that's not really it. He's still being timed with the same thing. He's still making the same cuts. It's just that they're trying to they signed this guy to a $15 million a year contract, and you want him there for that, or they're going to eat the money.
Okay, good stuff there. Okay, John, your question for Mr. Ben.
Also real quick on the Todd Gurley thing. Yeah, his talent's definitely still there. It's more so about the utilization of him in the Rams offense that raises questions. His talent is there 100%, but will he be the same player he was in regards to the offensive function that he held prior to this?
You mean, so what you're saying is the role, right?
Exactly.
Well, yeah, and that's the big speculation out of Los Angeles this week, because when Lindsey Theory asked him that question, he kind of was like, well, that's up to coach. I think he believes he can still do it. I think the Rams are saying, listen, we know you can still do it, but we want you doing it week 17, not week 1.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my question for the Browns over here, you guys are kind of analogous to the Rams a couple years ago, with a young quarterback, a team coming out of mediocrity for years on end to become something. And last year you kind of gave a glimpse, similar to Jared Goff's rookie year. And this year you guys are kind of showing that you can do it. Though I do think one of the big differences, at least the Rams as of now, and the Browns offense as of now, is the Browns offense does not look gelled together. Not in a way that would be required to make a deep playoff run. So what do you think? What are your thoughts on that offense? Where the strengths lie, and where do the weaknesses lie? And what do you guys need to improve on in order to get to where they're at?
Well, unfortunately, the weaknesses lie at the offensive line. And, I mean, they haven't even looked good when they've been healthy. And now they had Batonio miss practice today, or he was limited in practice today. And I know that Hubbard was in a walking boot, I think, after the game. So they're pretty thin at the offensive line, of an already underachieving offensive line, if you ask me. as far as the strengths, I would say definitely the skill positions. I mean, you got Chubb, Landry, and OBJ, but they're not going to be able to let Baker take a bunch of 5-step drops, or he's going to be on his back. I mean, you saw what they did right there in the last 2 minutes. They had him take a 5-step drop in the Jets game for no good reason, and he got sacked. I just think you're going to have to do lots of 3-step drops. You're going to get creative with some of the run plays. You're going to have to keep big formations in there. You're not going to be able to run 4 wide receiver sets all night or anything like that. So yeah, I think the skill positions are strength. The O-line is just a glaring weakness, though. I'm very concerned about that.
Okay, so good stuff there, and let's go ahead and get on into the final part here, which of course is the back and forth. We only got about 15 minutes here. I know Derek has to leave like right at half past the hour. So let's go ahead and go back and forth, y'all, and get on into X Factors. So, one of my favorite questions. I always love this because this can vary so much. So, Derek, start us off, man. 1 minute on the clock. X Factors for your Rams. Who are they and why? Begin.
Your X factors for the Rams first is Taylor Rapp in the middle there. He's been supplementing. He's actually seen more snaps than Bryce Hager, who is the starting linebacker in the middle. If the Browns are attacking that side of the field, he's going to be the guy that makes the most plays. He's going to be the guy that kind of watches everything go down. Next to Aaron Donald, Sebastian Joseph Day. He showed up a little bit last game. He's making some strides. He's the guy that stepped in for Sue when Sue left. So you want to watch and see how much of an impact he has. Because if you haven't noticed, Aaron Donald really has not put the numbers up yet. And a lot of that has to do with him taking double teams. If Joseph Day can make some moves in there, all of a sudden offensive lines have some decisions to make as to where they're going to go pick their poison. On the offense, Gerald Everett. He has been underused thus far. He stepped in a little more this weekend when Tyler Higbee went out, and Higbee's day-to-day with a lung contusion. So we want to see what's going on with him. But Gerald Everett's been a guy I've been watching now for 2 years. He's athletic. He has the potential to be not a top tight end in the league, but the top tight end in the league. And all the athletic tools are there, but he just hasn't quite developed all the way through yet. So he's an X factor. Can they get him involved, especially with the Browns are probably going to play defense, laying back, trying to take away that deep pass from them. So those are my 3 X factors.
Okay, good stuff. Alrighty. Ben, go ahead, man. Give us your X factors. Who are they and why?
All right, the first one's going to be the same thing I said last week. Rashard Higgins, I need him in there as the third wide receiver. Baker Mayfield misses him a ton when he's not there. He did practice today, but he was limited, so I'm hoping he gets back in the lineup this Sunday night. Next, I would say, which I already talked about, is Denzel Ward stepping up and returning to last year's form. And then I've got 2 more, and the first of those would be Myles Garrett. Just limiting those penalties. He had plenty of time to pull up on both of those personal fouls. I don't care what any Browns fan tells you. He had time to pull up on both of them. I understand you got to be aggressive, but you got to play smart too. And the fourth thing I have is Freddie Kitchens. He's made some curious decisions. I know he's a rookie head coach. He needs to coach his perfect game this weekend if they want to have any chance to come out on top.
Perfect. Right at the buzzer, man. Nice work. Okay. So, go ahead and switch it around and get into the weaknesses. So, first things first. Derek, dive on into a weakness that you feel that your Rams can exploit, man. What can help them? What is weak on the Browns that you feel you guys can go ahead and exploit and make that into a victory on Sunday night? You have 1 minute, begin.
You guys aren't going to like this. Right now, the weakness is Baker Mayfield. And I say that loving Baker Mayfield. I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan. I was there when he shotgunned that beer. Okay? But the thing is this. Everything he is, he's that young gunslinger who he doesn't have that discipline just yet to be patient and make all the reads. He just goes out there and wings it. You can't do that against this Rams secondary. That secondary will destroy him. Go on, make those throws. So that's the weakness right now, is he has to play smart, and the odds are, judging those first 2 games, he's not going to. That Rams secondary is going to eat him up.
Wow, that was some fire. Okay, well, go ahead. Go ahead, Ben. You have 30 seconds on the clock, man. Is that a pretty good point, or defend your team?
I don't know. I completely agree. Baker's looked a little rough these first 2 weeks. He's got 4 interceptions already this year versus, I believe, 2 touchdowns. He's got to play a little bit smarter, but the coaches got to put him in a position to play a little bit smarter too. The play calling has to improve going forward. So I do agree. Baker's looked pretty rough, but hopefully they can make the necessary changes to change that for him.
Okay, well, great job. Let's go ahead and get on to the Rams' weaknesses, if there is any on that team. Dang juggernaut team that is the Rams. But, okay, let's go ahead and get on it, man. Let's see what we got going. So, Ben, let us know, man. You have 1 minute on the clock. What weaknesses on the Rams you feel your Browns can exploit to help you guys defeat them on Sunday Night Football?
I honestly don't see any real weaknesses on the Rams. I mean, I don't think it's weak, but I think the Browns just have to force them to run the ball. And I know it sounds crazy to force Todd Gurley to run the ball, but you got to protect that that deep ball, like he had said before. So I just think you got to play probably 5 defensive backs a lot of the game. You just got to force them to run it. I think you just got to protect the pass more than you do the run against the Rams right now.
Oh, well, I completely agree. All right, your thoughts on that, Derek?
I disagree. You know, the teams came in this year. They're trying to copy up what the Patriots and the Bears did, and I just covered that earlier. What teams are doing now is they're following that methodology, trying to stop the run, break them down, and they're trying to stop the deep pass. So what do? They'll just cut you. They'll do the Patriot technique. They'll just death by uppercut. That short pass, rely on rack. To me, if you want to beat the Rams, you got to beat them by pass rush. Right now it's pass rush. Force Jared Goff, move it around, and that's going to require taking some risks and hoping you can cover your guys.
Okay, I like it. Last but not least, game plans, gentlemen. So, Derek, start us off, man. Game plan. We have 1 minute on the clock. What is your game plan for the Rams to defeat the Browns on Sunday?
Game plan for the Rams, I am going after Baker early and often. I'm willing to take risks for it. I'm going to let up, risk giving up some plays. That to me is you want him out of rhythm early. You want him making mistakes. You want to be in his head. On the other side of the football for the offense, it's going to be looking at what the Browns give them. If the Browns are going to do that same look the team's been trying to give them, then like I said, that death by paper cut. If not, you're going to start developing that run early. You want to kind of wear them down. You don't want Baker Mayfield and his offense on the field. You have too many stars, so they're going to want to run. They're going to want to get to the point where the play action will work. The Rams had so many opportunities against the Saints last weekend in play action, and Jared was just off early. So if they can get the play action set up first quarter, second quarter, that's what they're going to be looking to do, and that's how they're going to beat them.
Okay, I like it. Okay, well, would you like to rebuttal, Ben? What do you think of that game plan? Is it pretty on point, or do you feel like, no, it's not going to happen? You have 30 seconds. What do you think?
No, I mean, the Rams have the personnel to do it. Like I said before, I think, to stop that, the Browns just got to get the game of their lives probably from their front four, because I think they're just going to use a 4-man rush a lot. You're going to see a lot of coverages, out of the linebackers and stuff. That's the way I would do it, at least, is to try to stop it, is that 4-man rush and not a whole lot of blitzing.
Okay, good stuff. And your game plan, lastly, but not least. Ben, what is your game plan for your Browns to be successful to beat these high-powered Rams on Sunday night? You have 1 minute, begin.
So on offense, we got to try to run the ball. And then they also got to get some 3-step drops, some creative short passing. They got to pick their spots to go deep. They're not going to be able to get a bunch of deep drops, I don't think, especially with the offensive line the way it is, and Rams pass rush. You're always going to have to keep a running back there with Baker, having him chip or something. Just got to get the ball out early. Not going to have a lot of time at all. Maybe get a couple rollout passes here and there, mix it up really well with play calling. And then on defense, like I've already been saying all night, I just expect to see the front four being the primary rushers, just picking their spots with a few blitzes here and there, but not that many for the evening. And they just got to stop that passing game.
All right, Mr. Derek, what do you think? Good game plan or just no chance?
I disagree. I mean, if you're going to go 4 men up front, the Rams are just going to put a bunch of different screens out there. They're going to put different guys moving across them on the slot, and they're just going to keep getting the short passes and relying on Yak to get them where they need to be. So the 4-man front is good in theory, but you're going to want to send a blitz here and there. You're going to want to run some stunts. You're going to want to make some moves in there to just pressure Goff to move out of that pocket, away from his protection, and a 4-man isn't going to be enough for them a lot of the time. In terms of the offense, if I'm the Browns, I am keeping that Rams offense as much off the field as possible. So I'm attacking that middle. I am serious. If there's a weakness in the Rams defense, it is the middle of the field. It is the middle of the gut. I'd be running hard that area, develop a power running game, and try and keep that Rams offense off the field. Keep them. They're not gelled. They haven't gelled yet either. They have not really played their best game yet, and you don't want them to play their best game. Keep them off the field.
It's certainly a tough team to play, I'll tell you that. So, with that said, great job, gentlemen, once again. Give you applause, both you guys. Oh, I keep on hitting the laugh button, which is kind of messed up. But applause button, guys. Wonderful job. Thank you so very much for both of you once again. Awesome job by both of you, Mr. Jack Highpaula and Mr. Ben White. Let's go on over to the voting polls and see what all of our listeners thought today for the second primetime face-off of the night. And would you look at this? Wow. With 85% of the votes. I mean, really, y'all. I mean, y'all couldn't be a little nicer. My gosh. Well, the listeners pick who they want to pick. Ladies and gentlemen, with 85% of the votes, you, the listeners, are going with the Los Angeles Rams to win this thing on Sunday night. 85% of the vote. Derek, what in the world?
Was that judging just who they think's going to win, or they think I did just fine debating here?
Oh, well, we don't know that just yet. I got to ask the listeners after the show. But, my gosh, man, 85% are taking the Rams to win this thing. I mean, your thoughts?
Well, I did a lot of scouting for the Browns on Monday night, and what I saw was a team that isn't together yet. And this Browns team you see right now is not the same Browns team you're going to see come week 13, week 14. They're going to be much better. They have all the skill players. They're going to be a team that could go 12-4 if they play their cards right, if they get some of those things worked out. And I think they have a great chance to. But right now, they're not there yet. Their first 4 games of the season are going to be a gelling time for them. And I guarantee you later on, this would be a much, to me, closer result in terms of voting.
Okay, Ben, your thoughts on this?
I mean, if I was going with my head, I would say, definitely the Rams are going to pull away and easily cover the 3 points. But I never predict with my head, so if I'm going with my heart, I'm going for a Browns win by 3 in overtime.
I'm loving it. All right, well, there you go. I love this, even a prediction there, so great stuff. So with that said, once again, gentlemen, I appreciate you so much. Derek, we're right here at the buzzer for you, man, so glad you can join us tonight. But before we head out, let us know, where can all these diehard fans find you? Of course, your podcast network, all of the works you may do, anything, man. Go ahead and let all these Rams fans know where they can find you.
All right, folks, you can find us, my entire Rams network here, Rams Talk Radio, Rams Talk, we're on Spreaker. First place to look, though, is on Twitter, @TalkRams. You can find me on Twitter, @DCApaula. We have 5 different Rams podcasts now airing throughout the week. We have only one night off, so different personalities, different people, and different perspectives all about your Los Angeles Rams.
Okay, awesome, and I'm loving it. Ben, of course, once again, Derek, he's awesome. This guy's the real deal, man. So, glad to have you here, and thanks again for being on the show tonight. Ben, once again, man, where can these diehard Browns fans find you?
You can find me at WhiteyB11, and I've been kicking around doing a podcast. It'll probably be called Cheap Seats CLE if I do decide to start it.
Hey, it works for me, man. That sounds like fun, and I'm looking forward to that coming up. So, with that said, gentlemen, thank you once again so much for being a part of the show. Once again, the applause button, y'all are awesome. Couldn't appreciate y'all more. And hey, man, have a wonderful evening to both of you. God bless you and your families. We'll talk to you soon. And with that said, we're going to ourselves our final break of the evening. When we come back, we are talking Monday Night Football. Bears and Redskins. Oh my! Once again, you're listening to the defining moment. You're listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Be right back after this.
Hello, soccer fans. Pierre Moss here with you. I am the host of the Soccer Scoreboard Show right here on IE Sports Radio each and every week. Games and the best action from around the world of soccer. Not only do we have live scores for you, but we also news and all the latest stories from the soccer world right here on the Soccer Scoreboard Show. Come join us each and every week right here on IE Sports Radio.
Hi everybody, it's Calvin here from USRN, here to give you an important message. Since 2017, we have done our absolute best to provide you with nothing but the highest quality of sports calls in the greatest of quantity possible. Thanks to you, our station has grown more than we ever thought. That's why, with your help, we would like to grow even further. Just think, twice the amount of your favorite calls, 24 hours of coverage, talk shows, play-by-play, game-by-game analysis, and so much more. That's right, USRN2 is officially in development, but we can't do it alone. We have set up a GoFundMe page that you can access for
From the home plate to the nets, the end zone to the finish line, here nothing is off limits and no sport is safe. Not what it seems, with your host Caitlin Seam, bringing you sports like you've never heard before. Catch me Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, right here on IE Sports Radio. The only question is, are you ready?
Attention, all sports fans! If you're someone who wakes up each morning with a list of sporting events to go along with your to-do list for the day, then you just might be a diehard. The world of sports is as vast as the ocean is deep, including the major leagues, the minor leagues, the college, and everything in between. This is me, your boy Larry B of IE Sports Radio, welcoming you to join me every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on The Defining Moment, a show that focuses on what really matters in the sports world, sports themselves, and nothing outside of them. Once again, tune in for The Defining Moment with me, your boy Larry B, every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on IE Sports Radio, right here on Spreaker.com. We'll see you there.
Drivers, start your engines. Auto racing takes many forms, from the close quarter contact of NASCAR
to the high-speed, high-risk atmosphere of IndyCar,
all the way to the pinnacle of technology with the Formula One World Championship.
No matter if you prefer the high banks of Daytona,
the concrete canyons of Long Beach,
or the flowing curves of the Nürburgring.
The international language of motorsports is simple. Go fast.
Run hard.
And come home first.
So join us, myself, Daryl Kinsey Jr.,
Lolita Camello.
And Michael Ward.
On a world tour of all the best motorsports has to offer on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on your home for all. That is sports. IE Sports Radio.
Good day, folks. Yours truly, Nico Green here, reminding you, tune in to the Neutral Zone Hockey Talk Radio Show, Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern, proudly brought to you by IE Sports Radio. It's the Neutral Zone. All hockey, all the time. Take care. See you soon.
Welcome back, football fans! Well, as you can hear, I'm under the weather, like slightly. I'm getting over it right now, but I'm getting the annoying little after effects. But, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we have 23 minutes to go here on the show, and I could not find a Bears fan to save my life today. Yes, a lot better than last week. The show was so much better than last week, but unfortunately, I saved everything to the last minute. Got everybody we needed except for the one fan, the Bears fan. So nobody's fault but my own. But regardless, it worked out pretty okay. Still, great show today. We had a lot of fun. Thank you to all of our guests. And welcoming him back today, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that he's here. Because, seriously, it's like the show wouldn't be 3 and Out without this guy. As I always say, he should be hosting the show, not me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming the one, the only, the chief editor of the IE Sports Radio blog, formerly Mike's All Sports blog. And, of course, diehard Redskins fan here to talk about those Redskins taking on the Bears coming up on Monday night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming the one, the only, Mr. Mike Pat. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, Larry, and I just wanted y'all to know for this occasion, it happened to be Jersey Day at my job today, so I was already wearing my Redskins jersey before this thing even kicked off, and I am still wearing it, so I am all in the mood.
He is one proud Redskin, guys. Like, he really is. Like, you guys need to know how proud of a Redskin fan he is. Like, this is awesome, so...
You know how proud I am? The jersey I'm wearing, Dustin Hopkins, the kicker.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, where's the blog button, Larry?
You know what? I'm gonna hit it right now. It's a kicker's jersey, guys.
But can any of y'all tell me why that's of special significance?
I don't know. God was out, Mike.
He didn't miss anything, did he?
Why did he go to your school or something? Yep, in fact, he was the same year of Florida State as I was. Same graduating class.
Oh, would you look at that?
Oh, dang, so you must have Graham Gano as well.
We're going to do something we've never done here on the show. We're going to give you the voting poll before we even start talking about the team, about the game.
Oh, Lord. Okay, yeah, just lay it on me. Just tell me what the people think.
We have 2 minutes to go in the poll, but I really doubt that this significant, and I'm talking about significant, landslide, I'm sorry, is going to go the other way. Oh my gosh. With 84% of the vote.
Why? The Redskins.
You, the listeners, are taking... I don't even know why I'm staying quiet. The Chicago Bears to win the game. I'm sorry. I guess.
Mike, it was a bigger landslide. Who was it? The Rams versus the Browns?
Yeah, if you were listening right now, Mike, it was 85% to 15%, and there was 46 people who voted on that poll.
Sorry, Mike.
Well, that's okay. I like being the underdog. I like being unexpected. That way, when we win, everything can be a surprise to the people.
I love it. With that said, Mike, real quick and dirty, man, I want to hear X factors, and I want to hear your weakness, and I want to hear your game plan. All in one, man. Give us your X factors. Give us what you think the weakness is that you guys can exploit on the Bears to help you guys win on Monday night. And then, of course, like I said, pick your game plan to help you guys win.
Well, I think the X factor has to be one of our top X factors has to be the running game. The running game has been absolutely dreadful to start the year, whether it's been Darius Geis or Adrian Peterson handling the ball. Kylum, I think you said it last week. Chris Thompson, while he's an excellent receiver out of the backfield, isn't really going to do much for you on the ground game. So it's really got to be one of those two to step up and make it happen. The passing game has been dynamic. Case Keenum is averaging over 300 yards a game to start the year, and I couldn't be more happy with that aspect of the team. But we need the ground game to really balance out the offense to give us a shot, because this Bears defense is good. They're really good defense. Their offense isn't so hot, but that defense, we're going to need to find ways to score some points on them, and I think that's going to have to be with a balanced attack. So we need that run game to step up and be the X factor. The weakness so far this year, hate to say it, has been the pass rush. We have 2 sacks in 2 games. One of them has come from our best pass rusher, Ryan Kerrigan, but Montez Sweat, no sacks. Deron Payne, no sacks. Matt Ioannidis, no sacks. The only other sack has come from number 4 pass rusher Casanova McKenzie, which I will give somebody major bonus points if they can even tell me anything about Casanova McKenzie, because I can't even do that. I think he came out of Auburn. There you go. There's your fun fact for the day. But yeah, so there's been no pass rush, which is part of the reason why teams have managed to hang 32 and 31 points respectively on us. So the pass rush has been a major weakness so far. I think Jonathan Allen, I want to say, has been the defensive lineman that's missed the first 2 games because he's been hurt. So that hasn't helped the cause, but we need to find some more pass rushes from somewhere. I did see that we signed Noah Spence, who was a second-round pick for the Bucs a few years back, who's released this past offseason. So maybe he'll provide a shot in the arm, but we need more of a pass rush. I mean, it can't just be one guy in Ryan Kerrigan, no matter how good that guy is. And, Larry, we know he's one of your favorite.
Yes, he is.
But he can't do it all by himself. We need more pass rush, which will help our back end and hopefully be able to keep what is really not a great Bears offense down to absolute minimal points. So my game plan would be to establish the ground game early, and so that you can set up the passing game kind of further on the line. Just try to get the ball moving a little bit. We don't need to necessarily score points right off the bat. It's not going to be one of those games because it's good offense and good defense versus bad offense and bad defense. So it's going to kind of be a weird kind of knock it out, drag it out type of game. So we, work the field position game, hopefully, maybe generate some turnovers at some point. But yeah, establish the ground game to balance out the passing attack. And then on defense, just make them use Mitch Trubisky. Trubisky hasn't done anything so far this year. The passing game has been porous, and the running game hasn't been much better. So just, force Mitch Trubisky to actually pass the ball, and I think we'll be all right. So,
I love it.
Yeah, so
of a Green Bay Packers defensive back.
Yeah, exactly. So just force their arguably their weakest part of the team to win the game, and I think you got a pretty good shot.
I love it. Well, you know what, guys? Seriously, I love this. Okay, I love this because we have ourselves a very interesting defense on one side and a very for sure defense on the other side. But the crazy part is both offenses are suspect. So that's what I really enjoy about this game because we don't really know. Like, seriously, the Redskins could shock everybody this week. We honestly don't know that. And I love the fight. I love the fact that Mike almost said snacks instead of sacks right now. And
we probably had more snacks than sacks.
I certainly love snacks. I am a snack-loving guy. So I definitely got to say that I hope that you guys have more sacks than snacks this week. I would really hope so. So with that said, what was that, Mike?
I'll cross my fingers.
Right, please. So, with that said, our final weigh-in before we get some Monday Night Football. All right, Colin. So we got 15 minutes, so we're in pretty good standing. Colin, break us down, man. Thursday Night Football. We're gonna go around the table. We heard the first primetime face-off. Jaguars going over to play the Tennessee Titans. Colin, give us your final weigh-in. Who wins it and why?
Well, Larry, we stated in the previews, I'm thinking, Derrick Henry is going to work well. This guy is phenomenal between the tackles, but he can also get in the flats, catch a little flare, taking up the seams. But I think that the Titans are playing more to establish identity than the Jaguars to recreate their identity. And they're falling apart. Quarterback went out, Jalen Ramsey asked for a trade. Fournette is not putting numbers like Fournette should. I think that this game will be it's gonna be sloppy, to a sense, but Titans are gonna open up similar to what they did to Cleveland, and it won't be ugly it will be real ugly in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Well, you're gonna I assume you're taking the Titans.
Yeah, Titans. Oh yeah, Titans. Yes, sir.
Okay, John, your weigh in, man.
Yeah, no, I largely agree with what Colin said. We spoke about this earlier a little bit too. The Jaguars just aren't what they used to be for that brief moment of existence where
Raiders.
they won inside. Exactly, exactly like Raiders, where they won in spite of Blake Bortles, except for your quarterback was a reason why they did well. The Jaguars they're looking like a broken down team. They're not gelling together. Their run defense has been trash. Their defense was their focal point just a couple years ago, and now they have nothing. They literally have nothing they can fall back on towards. Leonard Fournette has been largely a disappointment. I mean, there's really no way I see the Jaguars doing well this season, and the Titans are doing better than expected. So, when you get better than expected versus a borderline dumpster fire, I think the Titans are going to take this one.
All righty, Mike?
Well, if you had asked me last week at the same show, looking way ahead to this game, I would have said 100% Titans. After last week, I think I'm more like 99.9% Titans, just because they didn't look great at home against the Colts, but the Colts are a little bit of a surprising team anyways. But I agree with what Kyle and John said. The Jaguars are just in total disarray. Give Gardner Minshew credit. The rookie's doing everything he can to try to get this team some wins, but I kind of equate it to, I think it was last year it was 2 years ago when the 49ers were going with a rookie quarterback and they didn't quite have the team together and they lost the first 10 games before they traded for Jimmy Garoppolo. That's kind of what I equate the Jags to right now. Not only is there the drama with Jalen Ramsey, we forget that Telvin Smith, who was their star linebacker, he basically, took a step away from the game this year, so they're missing that aspect of their defense as well. And like Kyle said, Leonard Fournette has not looked like the running back he was when he came out of LSU. So I'll go with the Titans. They're not an amazing, exciting team, but they get the job done pretty well, and they execute fairly well. And Marcus Mariota is still trying to win a contract, and even though I don't think he's going to wow for the entire season, I think he'll have some games where he performs quite well, and I think this could be one of those.
I think so as well.
It was C.J. Beathard for 500 points.
Thank you. I was trying to remember his name. I couldn't for the life. Yeah, C.J. Beathard. Give the man credit. He had nothing to work with, and he was doing his darndest.
There's nothing to celebrate right now for these Jags. I feel so bad for them. Gardner Minshew is the bright ray of sunshine, their hope. Is it going to get done this week? I don't think so, but I do think it'll be a really good, close game. I'm going to go 24-21. Titans win this thing on a field goal, but honestly, I think Gardner Minshew really establishes himself in primetime. as a player who is really ready for the future. So, with that said, we are moving on to Sunday Night Football, and the game we just talked about, Rams and the Cleveland Browns. This one should not take very long at all. Mike, start us off.
I'm going to go Rams. Not just a surprise of anybody. I mean, I've got faith in Cleveland. I do think Cleveland will get it together and have a good season. I might have to temper my expectations a little bit from the beginning of the year when I thought they could win the division. But this Rams team just way too much firepower. Cooper Kupp is back and in full gear. And, you know, some pretty good defenders down in New Orleans couldn't stop him last week, so I don't think Cleveland's going to be able to do so either. Just too much firepower. Cleveland's probably going to make this one a fight, and I think it's actually going to be a pretty high-scoring affair. But like I said, Rams just too much going on, and enough on defense to hold Baker Mayfield and squad back. I'm going to go Rams 35, Cleveland 24.
Woo! Okay, John, what you got?
Yeah, no, I largely agree with much of what Mike said. I think the Browns are, and we talked about this earlier, we touched on it, I think the Browns are a team that has all the pieces together, but they're not gelling quite at the moment. I like what the Rams fan said earlier. What was his name? Brent, something.
Oh, the fan? Derek?
Oh, no, it was Derek? That was his name? I thought it started with a B.
No, Derek Paula? Yeah.
The Rams fan? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Derek.
I liked what he said, talking about how the Browns could easily look like a 12-4 team later on in the season once they figure it all together. But at this point, the Rams are the Browns 2 years from now. I mean, they've already got it together. They have their weapons. They have said Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks, and Robert Woods. I mean, that little trifecta, and a little touch of Todd Gurley, a little touch, and just their entire potent offense mixed with the defense they've been accumulating. One of the best players in football with Aaron Donald. There's not much the Browns can do, even though they're a promising team. They will put up a fight.
Okay, I like it. Colin?
Well, I'm going with the Rams on this one, but I'm going for the Rams only because of the established success. Like everybody said, Cooper Kupp had a phenomenal game. He's back from that gruesome injury. But I think that if Cleveland can get in the groove, it would be more of a second half game. I think that it'd be playing from behind, and with Cleveland playing from behind can be a little scary with Jarvis Landry and Odell in the open field. So it's going to be a nice, phenomenal game, but Rams edge it out. Not a blowout, though. Not a blowout.
I think it'll be a good, close game, too, but at the end, the Rams find a way to open the gap a little bit. I'm going 31-21. Cleveland fights, and they fight hard in this game, but the Rams find a way to pull it at the end and just pull it away just a little bit. The game, it'll be one of those games where it was closer in the game than the score really is, and it's only a 10-point score, so let's just say a lot. So, all right, Monday Night Football. We already got Mike's way in, so Kylan, start us off.
Well, Mike may get lucky this week. I think that everybody's counting them out because of Chicago's dominant defense. I told you earlier, they're versatile, speed on one level, power on one level, and just brilliancy on the next level, and that's what makes great defense, But with Mitchell Trubisky can't put a lot of points on the board, I think if AP just gets a half turning, half of what they need just to open up the rookie Smith, and Vernon Davis still showing that he still has something in the tank. I don't know. I'm picking Bears to win this one, but don't count the Raiders, the Redskins all the way out.
I like that. John?
Yeah, I mean, that Bears defense is scary, but their offense is not. And the Redskins have the pieces. Very little, like Mike was talking about, very little pass rush, almost nothing. And I think dude he was talking about, Casanova is hurt, too. And so I don't know if they're going to... Brilliant. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do much in terms of pass rush. But I don't even know if they need it with Mitch Trubisky and how inconsistent he's been. I think as long as they can get something going on offense, just something going on offense, and the game falls out in their favor, it'll be at least a chance for the Redskins. But if I were to bet on it, I'd tepidly go for the Browns or Bears.
Well, as much as I want to be able to say this pass rush is going to do something, we're yet to see it, and I really want to see the Redskins be able to pull this thing off, and can they? I certainly think they do. But right now, the Bears' defense is a little bit nastier. The offense for the Redskins is just not there, and they need to be there now. Do not be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if the Redskins come out and find a way to win this thing, because, once again, the Bears were pissed off in week 1 after what happened. Week number 2, they showed it. Crazy field goal. But the Broncos aren't that great of a team, not because they're a division rival, but because they're just not. The Raiders proved that, because the Raiders are not that good of a team either, and they beat them. So I really do feel that this is a very good football team that the Redskins have on the way. It's just at the moment, once again, I think they're just a little bit further behind the Bears, which is exactly why I'm going to have the Bears winning this one 17-14 in a low-scoring game, because neither of these offenses are really doing much of anything, and I think if anything is going to be the MVP, it might be Eddie Pinheiro one more time being the MVP, kicking either the game winner and as it expires, or who knows, but I do know for sure that this will not be, it can't, well, maybe not, I don't know for sure, I mean, only God knows, but my gosh, if this is a blowout, then the Redskins have way more problems than we thought. Because, once again, the Bears' offense is anything but impressive. Like, it's literally like putting, like, a A-plus defense with, like, a C-minus offense. Like, seriously.
I don't think it'll be a blowout.
No, it's going to be extremely close. Once again, if the Redskins win this thing, I will be ecstatic for our buddy Mike here. But also ecstatic that, you know what, that's the kind of season that we're going to get. You know, well, I mean, it doesn't depend on one game, but my gosh, I would love it to be a good one. But I'm going to say 17-14, Bears win it, but it's going to be quite the game, and I'm real looking forward to it. So with that said, guys, we got a few minutes here. We haven't got to do this in a long time, so I'm really glad that we got some time to do it. All right, start us off, Mike. Where can all these Redskins and NFL fans find you on Twitter and any other works you may do?
Well, first of all, I would just like to say that I am shocked and appalled and insulted that none of you picked the Redskins on Monday Night Football, but at the same time last week, all three of you guys picked the Cowboys to beat the Redskins, and you were all right. So, I mean, in all fairness, you know, I can understand your stance on this matter. But anyways, back to the point at hand. So you can find me on Twitter at MikePat91. I'm with all of the IE Sports Radio guys. And come check out the blog, IESportsRadioblog.wordpress.com. We've got a couple of new posts on the way. And, yeah, come on and take a read.
Awesome job. All right, what's going on, John? Where can they find you, buddy?
Yeah, check me out at Carpan423 on Twitter. Come interact with me. Talk about football. I mean, what else do you have to do?
All right.
Let's talk some football. And then,
that works. That works. All right. Absolutely. What about the channel? What about the channel, John?
Yeah, no, I was going for it. And on YouTube, check me out at The Brothers Blue. Search us up and any kind of fan base. We talk about the Panthers, but anybody can come in and have a good time.
Absolutely. And Colin, where can I find you, buddy?
You can find me at FatMac_K. That's FATMAC_K. Faith and trials make a Christian. Helping hands and loving hearts make the world a better place.
I absolutely love it, and that's exactly it. And ladies and gentlemen, you can find me, your boy Larry, be at the THEE_LB53 on Twitter. You can also follow us all as a whole on Facebook at IE Sports Radio. Give us a like. We certainly like that. Also, make sure you check us out on IE Sports Radio, well, on Twitter and on Instagram at IE Sports Radio. Show us some love, give us some follow, and also check out the website, IESportsRadio.com. I got to really get back on that thing, keep everything going. We got to get the blogs back on there as well, because we have our blog on there with Mr. Mike. But we got to continue all the good stuff there, and now that everything's kind of settling in, I got to get back on that. So anyway, with that said, we had a good one tonight. That was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot better than last week, and we are headed in a positive direction. So we are going great, and thank you all for tuning in today, all of our fans, all the listeners today. The chat room was bumping. We had a lot of fun, y'all. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight's show, and we appreciate y'all. As I always say, hey, all glory to God, of course, and to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and of course, big shout out and all love to you guys out there, listeners. With that said, cue the music, because we're out of here! With that said, y'all, we are out of here for the evening. My gosh, that was a fun one, but it was a great show. We got to continue this thing on next week. We will have 3 primetime face-offs. I will fight for that, trust me. Okay, so, anyway, for Mr. Mike Pratt, for Mr. John Felipe, and for Mr. Colin Reynolds, thank you to all of our guests on today's show. Thank you to all of our listeners. And as I always say, all glory to God. Let's do this next week, y'all. Same time, same place. Stay tuned. Lots more great shows coming your way here at IE Sports Radio. Once again, you're listening to IE Sports Radio right here on Spreaker.com. Your directly for all that is sports. We will see you next week. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless.